Good evening, everyone, and good evening, viewers, as we bring you round 6 of the Bowls New South Wales TAB Platinum Pennant, and what a match we have tonight. Coming to you live from Merrylands Bowling Club. We have a very big match on tonight, both teams in the top 5. It has a feeling to be one of those matches of the season, in a sense. With me tonight, joining me in commentary, we have 𝗣𝗟𝗡𝗨𝗡𝗏 here from Merrylands Bowling Club. How are you, Katie?
Good, how are you?
Going well, going well. Good to have you in. And other guest commentator we have tonight is Development Officer of Merrylands Bowling Club, 𝗣𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗡𝗏. Welcome, Gav.
Thank you very much, Jason. Really looking forward to this one too.
Yes, it is gearing up to be a big match as both teams are just finalising their second trial end. Pretty good weather for tonight. It's not too cool. Slightly overcast. Doesn't look to be any rain coming. Merrylands have been hosting this week the champion of champion pairs in the men's and women's. Had a bit of weather affections, but greens have held up well, guys.
Yeah, the Cougars have been working hard on it again this afternoon. They had 13 millimetres of rain overnight, leading into the champion of champion pairs finals. So they worked hard from very early this morning, then got to work again after those ones, and it's actually looking all right at the moment, yeah.
And look, I was lucky enough earlier on to catch up with a couple of players from our teams, and we might just head across there and see what those players had to say about tonight's match. With me tonight I have Shaun Thompson, who's playing third on the low street ring tonight. Shaun playing third to 𝗟𝗓𝗏𝗏, who's somewhat been regarded as one of our best players to pick up a bowl, or the GOAT has also been mentioned. How's it feel playing third to a player of that ability?
Yeah, no, it's great to have him back. We had him here last year, and unfortunately probably didn't give him as much help as we should have. But no, we got him back, and obviously he lifts the whole team. He plays the bowls. We all go with him. So yeah, no, he's great for our club. Excellent, mate,
and good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. And from Engadine, I've got Josh Carney here with me tonight. Josh, good to see you, mate. Last time you played, Merrylands was actually down at your home ground. It was round 5 last year, and quite a resounding victory to Engadine. Do you take anything out of that match last year into tonight's match at all?
Yeah, we do. Obviously, we still got to turn up and play. Obviously, there's been a lot of squad movements. A couple of new people coming in the squad. We got Jay, we got Wes as well coming in. So take a bit of confidence from it. But obviously, we're here at Merrylands, so always going to be hard to beat. So yeah.
Excellent. Excellent, mate. Good luck tonight, and may the best team win. Yes, and there we go. Players are geared up for tonight. Don't we have some stars out there on the green tonight? We've got world champions, newly crowned world champions. We've got state champions. We are in for a treat tonight, viewers, aren't we?
Most certainly, yeah. Our latest world champion, 𝗥𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗏, only got back into the country yesterday. And he's been very excited to get back here and have a chat to everyone back here as we go through the team list, Jason.
As we see our team lists, and on the live stream we have leading for the Merrylands Magic, we have Heath Lewis. Second is Peter Harry. Third, Shaun Thompson. And our skipper, one of the greatest players to ever hold a bowl, Aaron Sheriff. And they're up against the Engadine Cougars. Josh Carney is leading up with Greg Helm in second. Third is Jordan Thompson. And skipper, recent state champion, triples champion, Jay Bruce. In the other two rinks, we have Tony Wood Jack playing lead, Jack McShane second, Nathan Rice, well-known player, done a lot at Australian level and world level, and skipping is David Ferguson for Merrylands. For Engadine, we have Lockie Thompson playing lead, Wes Falconer is playing second, Callum Murray third, and Jack Lewis skipping. Callum and Jack also a part of that state triples championship team earlier this year at Ballina, so that should be a good tussle. And in our last rink, leading up for Merrylands, we have Sam Ferguson, young Tom Rich, Mason Lewis, and Cody Packer, who we all know is Australian Jackaroo, up against Jacob Atkin, Ann Johns, Sean Ingham, and Wayne Rudiger. We should all know their names. They are all stars themselves.
They certainly are, and this is third place versus fourth place currently after 5 rounds of the TAB Platinum. As we see the first bowl coming down here now from the Engadine players. We've got young Josh Carney leading up for them. Yes, Engadine currently in third position on the ladder. Merrylands is in fourth, but they are undefeated. They had a washout last week against Carlingford. They are the only undefeated side without having a draw. Warilla have had a draw.
Yep, that is correct, as we see. Not a bad opener there from Merrylands lead, Heath Lewis. So first couple lands, we might just see the guys just feeling the way out, but they've tested themselves early on the first hand. It looks like it's close to tee to tee.
Yeah, the Jack's definitely on the tee. It's the mat's up a tiny bit, but not far.
Yeah. Both players just probably looking for 2 foot at least there. But it's still early days.
Merrylands did win the toss. They gave the mat away as usual. As Heath has improved on his bowl, just finishing in a foot and a half behind.
Look, in conditions like this tonight, green a little bit slower than normal. How important are back bowls tonight? It's one of those games where you'll see players really looking to reach that head a lot.
100%, and obviously being their home surface, Merrylands will know that it's at this particular time at night. Over the next hour, it'll drop a full second.
There you go, so let's keep an eye on that too, see if the home side realise those conditions change quicker than the away side, but in all honesty, the players out there understand changes during games. They've been in these conditions before. As we see a great bowl coming down here. Peter Harry. Give himself a chance first up, and that's the sort of shot play I think we'll see a lot more of tonight. Players giving them that foot to 2 foot of weight on, trying to get up. We'll see Jack's moving around a bit tonight, I think.
Yes, having seen the Engadine's first 3 bowls fall that tiny bit short, making that Jack move back those extra 3 feet just then has made things very difficult right from the start for the rest of the Engadine side.
Most definitely. So it looks like definitely 2 there at the moment for... Actually, might only be 1 for Merrylands. So.
Yeah, I think that last bowl got knocked up the second
right.
shot, the white bowl there of Josh Carney's.
Peter Harry coming down on the forehand. Turn back enough. If he's got the right weight and gets inside of that, well, he had pretty good weight. I think that's a second now.
Yeah, I think so. He's Jack High. Our commentary position is I'm right on Jack High, so it looks like that would be a second one. And Jason, the 2 hands do play very differently on this rink, so the way the viewers are looking at it now, so the near side is actually the narrow side, as we see another great bowl coming down here from Lockie Thompson. Oh, sorry, Jordan Thompson. I've got to get the brothers mixed up every now and then.
I'm not sure it's quite shot, but it's definitely second wood, so...
Yes, this forehand side will be a lot narrower, and as soon as you put a bit of weight on, it does hold up. So we'll be interested to see how that goes a bit later on.
Thompson, give it every chance, but still think that back bowl of Jordan Thompson's is second wood. Put it into a good home in the end, actually, it did. The Jack movement backwards. Just might be on a little bit of a high line this time, I think. Played very good weight for it.
Might have flopped in for another second. As we see Sean Thompson now delivering for the Magic. Sean, a former Australian champion.
What a combination, you know. Shaun Thompson, former Australian champion, playing third to 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗏, regarded as one of the GOATs,
Exactly.
I guess you could say. Not a bad combination.
Well, actually, Tomo was an Australian runner-up also.
So here we go. Last time they met was round 5 last year, and it was a resounding victory to Engadine, 69-44. That was down at Engadine, but that's 12 months ago. Lots of change then. We've got new squads. So whether we can take anything out of that result, I'm not sure, and I'm sure the two commentators with me are hoping that's going to get reversed tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Look, the first skip that you saw there for Engadine on that, as we see Jay play a nice big weight up through there, hitting the front stuff. Mason Lewis, so he's moved over to Merrylands from Engadine. And David Ferguson has come in as well. Look at the concentration on 𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗡.
Yeah, just about to point that out. This is looking like a very good bowl. Does it get back enough? Not quite, but very well weighted. Straight away from Omar. First bowl in a very, very good area.
Yeah, well, he's played on this rink a fair bit. He knows the little intricacies of it.
Should be a good battle here. 𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗡 in a lot of good form recently. State triples champion. Last year's state singles champion.
Yes.
As well. In a rich vein of form he is. So as we come down, he's searching for the jack. Oh, he's unlucky. He's got it onto Aaron's bowl. It's gone back up the green.
And those short bowls I talked about earlier, Jason, saying that they now look a fair way short, are now actually long. He'd back 𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗡 to draw this. He's got 2.5 feet, nearly.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, he's looking at it. Is he up enough?
No, he's not.
No. Okay, so it is one shot to Engadine. So a little bit of fortune there early on. And we were saying how important back bowls were. And that first end just proved us wrong, didn't it, Katie?
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often you see that jack roll forward. And start on the first end, very interesting.
Yes, if he had last bowl, he would have been loving that.
Yeah.
He's holding a few.
So we see again, Jack being rolled to the tee. So seems to be the preferred length already for Engadine. Jack on the tee. Is it maybe a tactic that the guys have spoken about pre-match or during the week?
Yeah, and looking across the three rinks, they've basically brought out something fairly similar on all of them. So I assume that's the plan across the three rinks to start with.
It's a very good opener there from Josh Carney. About 12 inches short. See now Heath Lewis. Down on his forehand. Has he got the run? He's pointed it pretty well.
Just shy. He's been a multiple state champion with Tomo for a couple of things as well. Wow. Very accomplished rink, and Tomo was Australian runner-up with Peter Harry. He's second as well. A couple of years ago as well. So, yeah, they've played a lot of bowls together, these three. And as we see, another great bowl in there from Josh Carney.
Heath again looking to make that adjustment, looking for probably 2 foot of weight on his previous. Finishing somewhere behind, getting a positional bowl now, be ideal. And if he pulls up.
Yeah, it's pulled up.
Yeah, he's on the edge of the bank. See now Greg Helm on the mat for Engadine.
The long-time stalwart of Engadine has been Greg Helm.
Comes down, he's going to sip that white bowl. Well, he did. Got a slight edge on it. Finishing a very good home.
As we see Pete deliver here, I did just mention that Greg Helm's been there over at Engadine for a long time. Jay Bruce, he's come up from Malure Bay. He's far South Coast player for many, many years. As Pete is going to rock onto the Engadine bowl of Josh Carney, knock it up for Jack Hinearly. And then you've got young Jordan Thompson at 30. He's been down there for, I think, maybe 3 years' time there.
Yeah,
came down from Goldgong as a greenkeeper apprentice. And you've got Josh Carney up front from Port Macquarie Way.
Yep.
As we see, Greg get a great shot.
He squeezed that jack. down through those two bowls. He's sitting good. There's 3 shots at least there, I think, at the moment.
There's one
for
green
Engadine.
bowl of Heath Lewis's for Merrylands in behind, but it's definitely not in that count amongst those first couple.
So Pete Harry here looking to get one close. He's probably got a metre of room at least to get a 3rd shot and give his 3rd and skip something to use. He's just got to get down past through that. Very unlucky to thread that needle.
There is a gap there.
Very, very unlucky.
Stayed on 2, so still options.
We have Jordan Thompson now on the mat. Just looking to add to this count. Just going to slow down by his body language, but it has finished pretty well. However, gives the Merrylands team something to look at. It's that shelf, that bank, that shoulder that we try not to develop for our opposition. Makes Jordan, that target better and easier.
Jordan's body language suggested he played an absolutely shocking bowl, and he's finished shot bowl.
Okay, Sean now. Gets an edge off of that, comes in. Well, that's a good bowl. Well done, Sean Thompson.
Yeah, that's the sort of breaking weight you're looking for in this sort of pace.
Most definitely.
Playing up through anything short, getting some sort of results, especially with the 2 behind that we have at Merrylands.
Yeah, you might be able to see them on the screen from this angle. That orange and the green in back behind are right on the line of trailing that jack back to him. So it is going to be difficult. That's not too bad. It's it has changed the head a bit. And whilst he's still down, it probably assists him because now Jordan's got 2 green and gold bowls just in behind.
Okay, you see Sean Thompson now on the mat. He's looking just to get down to his own bowl.
Great effort, mate.
Oh, he's just gone through a hole there. I think he just sailed in as well.
He did. I saw Aaron's foot stick out. Well, it's an actually interesting head building up here, Jason, because whilst Merrylands does have the shot, it looks to me that Engadine have the next 4. However, if the jack does go back, it could make a few to Merrylands as well. So skips with a bit to think about here.
Look, if there's a slight bit of opportunity for a count here, watch both these skips go for it. I saw Jay Bruce quite often in the triples, actually, slightest of opportunities to get a count. Went for it, and I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10 he actually got it. That's why he's current men's state triples champion. Jay,
he's in the area.
He is in the area. He's got through onto the bowl, jack through that. That is a brilliant, sensational bowl. Turn that head right around.
He's one down now with that orange
and
bowl.
He's one down.
That's exactly as he said, Gavin.
Yeah, it's interesting both ways. He's one down, but he's got a touch of that now. I don't think can go clean out of the way either. So he could still be affording to get up on his next bowl as we watch 𝗟𝗡𝗩𝗚 coming down on his back end. This is the tightest hand.
Is he going to get back enough hit from out there? Well, a little bit unfortunate there. Inside edge of that bowl could have been interesting. He got the outside edge of it, but...
Well, I think that inside edge is now probably the target for Jay Bruce. I'm not sure if he can get back perfectly without coming in off that. But he's got that toucher there. If he hits his own toucher onto that orange bowl, he could make a couple again.
Yeah, difficult to navigate. Slightly tighter green. Looks like he's playing a forehand here.
So big weight then. And it is.
He's coming down with some weight down on that forehand. He's just missed that.
Oh, wow.
The boys are up. He's pushed through his toucher into the ditch. The orange bowl is not a toucher. It will be removed. And that could be 3 shots at least there at the moment.
Well, I think that other green one is actually Heath Lewis's. So, it may only be one.
So early on already, I've been found out. We've got 2 players with similar coloured bowls. So.
Yeah, so I think that Heath's actual green bowl, not the green and gold one, I think was the one that was second closest. Aaron's playing a bit of weight down here as well.
And he's trotting after it, and
he's not playing weight. He's playing just on draw weight.
Draw gets under. Well, he was unlucky if he finds clear air down through there. He near draws it.
It's 2 to Engadine.
Indication is 2 to Engadine, so Jay Bruce there playing a brilliant bowl with his first bowl to convert that end, make things very difficult there for Merrylands. And it's something we're going to have to see. We know the quality of Aaron Sheriff, that he can play any shot in the book, doesn't matter the situation. Yeah. Jay's task is to make it as hard as possible for him.
Oh, he's definitely done that. Aaron Day's had last bowl on the first 2 ends and been unable to change things up. So Engadine winning the first 2 ends on this rink.
You see here, Josh Carney just searching for about half a metre there. He is.
I was looking through a few of the results, Jason, leading into this, and came up with some interesting information. I sort of split, how as you see, Heath play a great leading bowl here.
Great bowl, Heath Lewis.
Look at both these skips and how their rinks have gone over the first 7 ends, the next 7 and 7 after. And interestingly, Jay Bruce's rink in the first 7 have been miles better than their opponents. Like 41 to 27 shots over their 5 games. And they've got a good start again.
Great adjustment here. Josh Carney just had to adjust his weight, which he has done. It's probably going to force a swap of hand now, I think, nearly by Heath.
Give it a good chance, trail jack.
You can see Aaron's asked Heath to swap over. Come down that backhand and look into trail jack. And that's going to be a common shot being called tonight.
Keep moving it.
Yep. Yeah, interesting facts there, Gavin. I didn't deep dive that far, but I went into how they've actually gone as individual rinks.
Yep.
Over the whole match. So, Heath Lewis. Great shot. Front knocker, as we call it. And that's really set this end up really, really well for Merrylands now. They can build around that start. So Greg Helm comes down. Well, he's got a little bit of that front bowl, but what he's done, he's made it better for his opposition, for his team to get to now. So
exactly, and as you saw that weight there, Jason, he's still the same sort of game plan, get up and move things.
Most definitely.
Don't wait until it's all blocked up.
Peter Harry now. He's going to push up into that gap, is he? Well, he's turned that bowl over. Well, he's got another one. That's 3 shots, but it's made that target a little bit fatter. It has. You're going to see some weight here from Engadine pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, you can see Greg sort of the way he's lining up. I'm assuming he's playing a bit of weight here again.
Okay, Greg now. He's got the weight a little bit underdone with the line.
Very good searching weight. That was about the weight of his first one. He would have been ditch weight with his first one, and he got the hit on it the first time.
I think you'll see Peter Harry wanting to change this up a bit, turn the green bowl over. If he can get the gap himself and move a little bit of jack would be really good too, trying to change the look of it. Just a little bit underdone with his line there. Even if he dropped with that weight, he drops short in the line, it makes it a lot more difficult too. So.
Yes, he hasn't really changed it up though.
No. Big weight here now from Jordan Thompson. A pretty good line. What's going to happen? He's come through. He's got one bowl out. He's got a toucher and followed through, but he's still, 3 down?
Yeah, I think it's the 2 greens. I think it's just the 2.
2 down, yes.
Probably a bit unlucky that the jack only moved that small amount. That big weight.
But good result. He's opened the head back up for his team again, as we see Sean Thompson draw another one in there.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of room here on the draw shot now. Looking like a good weight if he sits in amongst it all, and that's been second, I think, Jason.
Yeah, close. Camera angles can sometimes be deceiving.
Yes.
Glorious night. I've got to mention it again. Like, there's not a breath of wind. These lights here are absolutely sensational for play.
Yeah, there's really no dark corners on the green with these lights.
No. brilliant facility here and player comfort levels are at all-time high at the moment. You might see a couple out. Some have got vests on and jackets on, some haven't at all. So pretty good conditions out there tonight. So you see the skips come to deliver there too, and 𝗟𝗓𝗓 to fire away first.
Engadine's got the jump out here on across the rinks. They've won 4 of the 6 ends so far.
Jay just wants to run this up and through. Well, yes.
I think so. It's close. I'd favour it. Omar taking his time on the mat there. Half a second as usual. He's in amongst it too, I think. Oh, no, he's just going to be under.
So he went under, and that might surprise a few people, but you know, Omar has elected to go with the Aero Revolution Bowl tonight. I understand the conditions are a bit, bit of rain around, night bowls, so he's gone for a wider trajectory bowl he has tonight, Omar. So don't be surprised to see Aaron get that little bit more turn out of his than what the rest will. We'll go through the other players' bowls as the game progresses. Seen some weight here now from Jay. He's come down the forehands, looking for the jack.
Oh, my.
How did he miss that? As we see this again, from there it looked like he had it.
Oh,
and
wow.
How it didn't even touch it, I don't know.
Here we see Omar's bowl coming in. He's got good weight on it.
And it's flopped back. We're not sure. Well, there's high fives from the Merrylands guys, but still having a good look at it all.
He's got the mat. He's confident that he's got at least the one, and whether Omar's came in, no signal. I assume it was probably one.
They kicked back Omar's bowl.
Did they?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So we think it's 2. And it is. They've just switched that over.
So Omar did count, so that's 2 to Merrylands. Gets them on the board.
Well, they're not going to change things up too much. The mat is actually back 2 metres more, but once again, they're on the tee.
Yeah, so Merrylands sticking to that as well.
Yeah, they're happy to go toe-to-toe, tee to tee.
There you go, and Heath Lewis comes down there now. That's a pretty good opening bowl. Very good weight for it. See, Heath is using the 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗘 XG. He is.
Yeah, he's had those bowls for a couple of years. They've served him well in a lot of state events.
Josh Carney now. Very good weight. Josh is using the Taylor SRVs. He is. I just noticed Josh just seemed to hold out. They were very similar line, but he just seemed to hold out a little bit more than the XG. See Heath again coming down on his backhand. Just wants to run that line now. He's pretty well pointed. Well, that's a very good bowl.
That's a great correction.
He's a specialist lead, Heath. He's been playing lead at this top grade at this club for a long time now, and he knows this rink as well.
Well, the Lewis name is pretty synonymous with Merrylands, isn't it? There's been a few Lewises over the years.
Well, there's a handful of them.
Peter Harry now. Down on his backhand. Pretty well pointed here, just down to his weight. Gets up and over that bowl. Well, he turns it in. Gives him 2.
And left the gap, which Engadine have been quite good at getting lately in the first few ends.
Yeah, so he's turned that one in, left the gap, made 2.
Yeah, Greg's up amongst it again.
Greg's given his bowls a chance.
It's definitely part of their game plan.
Yeah. Finishes in a good spot at the back there.
Get down here, it's great.
Said earlier, third versus fourth here tonight. Merrylands have the advantage of still having a game up their sleeve. As Gav mentioned earlier, there was a washout last week. As we see Peter here, is he going to run on that line? Not quite this time, just pulling up short. But yeah, a loss tonight for either team. After tonight, we'll still see them in the top 5, looking at the ladder. Okay, yeah. But a win for either team can really launch them into that contention for that minor premiership that everyone's searching for. So.
Yeah, exactly, and it's such a cutthroat season. You don't have time to fix any positional issues. It's triple headers and double headers all the way through. So this is night 1 of 3 games over the weekend.
Sean now up to finish just in behind and count. Give it every chance. Not bad there. There's a little bit of a pack of Engadine bowls back there.
Yeah, I think Omar and Tomo would both be quite happy with where that finished up.
Yeah. Jordan, he's going to fall a bit shy. Not much, but you see a bit of that when they're trying to play that fine dead draw on a green in these conditions like that. You find them pulling up that mat length to 50 centimetres short. Sean Thompson liking this. He's watching it all the way down. I tell you what,
he's very nice.
That is a superb bowl. Any weight now, very hard for that jack to go straight back to the Engadine bowl. So.
And the call is for a bit up through it. Jordan Thompson, originally from Goulgong. His brother's also playing here for Engadine. As we watch his bowl come down towards that gap. He's not quite going to thread it.
No, he hasn't, but
it's much better though.
He has made it better, given himself something to use. They've got both hands that they can use there now. They can promote his own bowl. Engadine can, or that backhand's back open again for him to get to. A couple of options. It's up to the skipper which one he likes. So see the two legends coming back to the mats. And Katie.
Hello.
Big congratulations to you. I saw this week you've been selected in the development series.
Yes.
Have coming up. Pretty exciting for you.
Oh, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
Yeah, excellent. Be great to get amongst those players and those coaches with all that knowledge and try and learn a bit more about that aspect of the game. So
yes, I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, Omar giving it every chance, but just missed wide. So the development series, they put you into colours.
Yes,
okay.
That's correct.
What colour are you with?
I'm in the yellow colour.
Does that mean we're going to see a different hair colour change?
No, God no. Well, possibly, but it won't be yellow. You won't see yellow from me ever. I'm a bit devastated I'm not in the blue team, to be all honest with you.
Look at that. Sorry, Katie.
That's okay.
That is an absolute sensational long bowl. As we see this on the replay, comes down, perfect weight.
That is huge.
He has drawn that cold without touching anything. That is a brilliant long bowl.
4 down.
Yep.
And does that. And flops
see Aaron now playing some weight up in here. He'd be looking to try and push something in. He can use those bowls. Edge of that. Well, he's got a double kiss.
He has too.
Wow.
Well, he puts his hand up. Yeah, he got a result. Very good result. Not the way he wanted to get it, but he played good weight in a good area to get that result.
There was always the option there, that's right.
Most definitely. So, over to Jay now.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Omar did play. There wasn't.
You reckon he might have seen that boom? Because it was a boom, not just one boom. It come off both of the bowls. So.
He couldn't get to it clean. He had to push something through, as we see, Jay.
Wow.
Bad bowl there.
He played good weight, did it too, didn't he? To turn his own in.
Beautiful bowls.
Yeah.
Touch wide on that one. That's it.
So indication was,
2.
Another 2 to Merrylands. Let's see replay here.
Merrylands have to go 2-2 again. As Heath Lewis puts down his bowl. two sets of brothers here, one for Merrylands, the Lewis brothers, and the Thompson brothers, not including Sean Thompson, who's no relation. Yes, an older Lewis brother, Gareth. He's the chairman of the board here, Club Merrylands. Hasn't played a great deal of bowls after the last couple of years, but he was always in Merrylands' top grade.
As a chairman of the board, he'd be a pretty busy man.
Oh, very.
Eh?
Very.
What a great facility they've got here at Merrylands. Very blessed to have these facilities here. It's great. It's the second time I've been to this club. First time I was able to come to this club was for the Bowls New South Wales Inter-School Challenge last year. So we see Heath, two great opening bowls from the lead. Slightly short, but they're in good area. Yeah, first time I come here was last year for the Bowls New South Wales Inter-School Challenge, and I was just in awe of the facilities you got here. Really, really good club. Greens are great. One synthetic, one grass. So I don't mind that from a club perspective because it allows your players to get some practice on both surfaces. We're seeing a lot more synthetics getting into our facilities across the country now. So
and we've got another club that we own only 2 k's away, Guildford, which have got 2 even better grass greens, lovely grass greens over there. So we can mix and match put our whatever championships we want over at Guildford if we want to look at the best grass surface.
Wow, that's brilliant. That's good to hear. Clubs working together. I love hearing that, Gav. I really do.
Obviously, having a cover on a synthetic green would be great. Unfortunately, where our synthetic green is, there are some engineering issues with water retention tanks underneath when it was originally built, so can't put a roof over that. But we'll never say never about what else we can do down the track.
See Greg Helm here. Does he get under that gap? He doesn't, but he pushes Josh Carney's bowl in, and that's now in for shot.
Yeah, I think that's the first time that Greg's actually had a chance to draw since the first end. He's been up pushing through it, so he had his weight pretty good there for someone who hasn't been able to be on the draw much.
See Pete now just playing that positive weight through for that bowl. Well, he got the bowl on a jack. He got a result. Back out in the open again. And back to probably at least 1 for Merrylands, maybe 2. Helmy, tight line down here, coming under that backhand, trying to get under the pack. He's just got to get up now.
Yeah, he has done that too.
He has. He's played that well. I favour that one for shot, so... And now to Engadine, plenty of room in there.
The players on this rink have really picked up that the pace. It has changed that little bit. I've been watching over on the third rink over that we've got over there. We've got Cody Packer against Wayne Rudiger. And a lot of their heads between the seconds, all the way up to the seconds and halfway through the thirds, are starting to fall short a bit as we see another very good shot from Tomo.
Wow. Unsure. Live angle, I'm unsure of as well, but definitely the camera angles are very deceiving when they're that close.
Yep.
See Geordie Thompson now. Well, he's turned his back on that, and you can see why. He's just dropped a little short. Pretty good crowd here tonight too, all sitting up, gathering around the heaters here they are tonight, Gav. I don't find that it's that cool, but I do have a nice big thick jacket on myself, so.
Yes, anyone who knows me knows I don't really wear a jacket at any stage, so no one will be surprised when I'm not wearing one. Yeah, we actually get really good crowds here for all our events here, Jason. Like, when I first came down here, or I used to be here about 15 years ago, but when I first came down here for this session the last 2 years, everyone said, get the kids to play championships on a Friday night and people will turn up to watch it. As we see Tomo get another one in amongst it. Once again, it's probably in a measure still for shot. And lo and behold, on Friday nights, we have these members down here cheering and carrying on for junior championships and the like, so that we do have a good bunch of supporters out here that get behind it all. Much
Geordie.
better bowl
That's a
from
good shot.
Jordan.
Yeah, great shot there. Unfortunate to flop out. He would have loved to have flopped the other way, but
Yeah, he shook his head.
he did. And quickly run through. We've got some live score updates for you here. And in the Tarrant Point versus Carlingford at the moment, up to 28 ends. Tarrant Point are up 26-22. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗘 are playing East Maitland Griffins, and after 28 ends, it's 34-12 in favour of 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡. We have Belrose Bulls against Warilla, and it's just kicked off after 7 ends. Belrose 6, Warilla 12. The live match here we can see on screen. St John's Park Saints up against Mount Lewis Lions. Surprising results for these clubs. They're towards the bottom of the ladder a little bit. But that's the nature of the competition. Tight one early after 6 ends at 6-5 in favour of St John's Park. And we have Wenty Leagues at home against the Raymond Terrace Gents. And Wenty Leagues are currently up 17-12 after 13 ends. There we go, viewers. And if you want to see all the live scores and updates, you can go to the BowlsLink results portal. Click on Bowls New South Wales, go to the Platinum Pennant and go into the match you want to see, and you can actually hit the team number and actually see their live rink scores.
Yeah, it's a great innovation to be having that during the TAB Platinum Pennant.
Yes, it's brilliant.
Bowls New South Wales has introduced that for a couple of events throughout the year.
Okay, Aaron now. So we think Sean Thompson's got shot with that short dark bowl. If Aaron gets the inside of that, well, he pushes it through. It's that done.
Yes, well, we're pretty much jack high, and
If he got the inside edge of that, he was...
Yeah, well, Sean's call for that one was to play through both of their bowls, like get through the blue onto the turquoise gold.
Yep.
And he was probably only half a centimetre off getting that.
the finger's gone up for Merrylands, so one more to Merrylands.
One to Merrylands there, so a bit of a run now, Merrylands. Got the last 3 ends in a row.
Yep. A couple of interesting scores you mentioned there too, Jason. Tarrant Point in the lead. They haven't won a game as yet this season, so they'll be keen to get on the board, so that's a good start for them. And the 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗘 Bullants, probably is very surprising that they had a 10-0 loss last week. They've got a big lead this one, so they'll be fired up, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Team full of stars.
There they are, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗘 Bullants, the current champions of the TAB Platinum Pennant, last year's champions. Went down last week to the Carlingford Koalas, but that's an indication of what this competition's been all about. We've seen all squads have really bolstered up, and it could be a matter of 5% difference on whether you're up or down on your form to get that sort of result, and that's how fine it can be in these TAB Platinum Pennant matches. One team's off 5%, the other team's on.
Yes.
That can be the difference in a win or a loss. That's simple.
Absolutely, and getting away to a good start is obviously very, very important.
So Heath trotting down after this one. He must like it. Yep, and he's finished in a very good home there.
They've got a lot of young players mixed across not only this particular match, but all across the Platinum.
Josh Carney.
Josh Carney being one of those younger ones. Lovely bowl there.
Peter Harry now. Sticking on this backhand. Seems to be the favoured side, especially back in this direction for a lot of players. I've noticed already early on.
Yeah, that is the tighter hand. So if you have got that line on that one early, it's quite a nice hand to play. Quite difficult under weight because they sort of hang out a bit. So.
Yeah. It's one of them things. Let's get to it first on that hand and stop the opposition being able to use it. Great bowl there by Greg Helm. Yes, so as we said, Katie's in the yellow team for the development series. So, Katie, who's your coach?
I have the good old Jimmy Reynolds.
You got Jimmy Reynolds.
Yes.
What a legend of a bloke that man is.
Love him. He's so good.
He he's brilliant, that bloke. I'm lucky enough to have the opportunity to sort of work a little bit beside him, with him, in my role with Bowls Australia, his role as a coach, and he's a great bloke to have a chat with. And I still recall, as we see Greg on the mat, last year's All Abilities Championships at Dubbo, and I'll get to it in a sec once this comes down. Greg, looking at this intently, will it get all the way back? Not quite, but finished in a very, very good home.
Switched hands in there in a lovely position.
Jimmy Reynolds lost his single semi-final, he did, to 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗨𝗠 from West Tamworth. And, you know, as a player, you're quite disappointed, but Jimmy just switched from player into coach mode and went straight in and started chatting with 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗨𝗡, you know, and went into coach mode with him. And to me, that was just a testament to what the bloke's all about. It was sensational. I actually got a photo of it and sent it to our... that's a bomb, Sean Thompson. Brilliant bowl.
Absolutely. Actually, myself and Katie are quite involved with Jimmy Reynolds too. So Katie is part of the state-based 𝗥𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗏, and also Katie and myself on the junior committee for Bowls New South Wales, which Jimmy is now a part of, which we're very excited about.
Yeah, 100%. He's only joined just recently, but he's already come down to a couple junior events. So I'm really excited to work with him a bit more in the future, not only as him being my coach, but also us being part of the junior committee as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. First met Jimmy at a couple of #1 Pennant state finals many years ago when he was way down at 𝗟𝗓𝗡. As we see Tomo switching hand also, and that's not a bad line out there. Will turn back on that hand. Not enough for him, just a touch shy.
He did it with his first. That was an absolute cracker, his first bowl. Quite a character Jimmy is too off green. He's got quite a personality, the man, but what a great coach to have for you for that development series, Katie, and I know you're going to learn a lot from him, and he's going to give you a lot of advice, a lot of knowledge, and just take it all in and enjoy it. But congratulations again.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be a part of it, especially being in a team with Jack McShane as well. Recent world singles title.
You're in amongst royalty, aren't you?
Absolutely, I am.
Well done.
Yeah.
She's walked into work the other day with the biggest smile on her face, Cheshire Cat.
Oh, you would. You would.
But that was a just reward for what she's been doing recently, especially at the state championships up at Ballina.
Most definitely. How good were the conditions up there for you, Katie?
Oh, God. Next question.
As we see Aaron, they're calling this to get up. Well, he's
just dropped a bit short.
It has.
While we're talking before, it was a good example of what I was saying before. Jordan Thompson came down on that backhand, which I said underweight doesn't turn, and he ended up finishing well over a foot wide. It's a very difficult one to do, play weight down there. We see Jay doing it.
Jay now. Trying to get contact on that Sean Thompson bowl. He does.
That's a great bowl.
Still stuck with it though, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's still only one down, I think. He's giving himself an option on the forehand now, though, I think. There's a little bit of a clear path straight to the jack now.
Yep.
A lot easier.
Both Engadine's bowls just in behind. They're Greg Helmer's bluish bowls.
Yep. We saw Jay play one of these bowls in previous ends, a few ends previously. Where he got the jack all the way through. And Aaron there, very smart bowl going for that cover at the back. So now it's got Jay going up to the head to have a look.
I think the shot now is he's got to get down onto the shot bowl of Sean Thompson's. I think he's not going to be able to get under and get the jack. Especially with this weight.
Yeah, well, that is definitely an option. He can get a little slice of jack as well.
Yeah.
Well, fortunate. Well, but it was on.
Yep.
It was
100%.
definitely on for that to happen. As we see this come down, he plays very good weight. Few options down there. Gets the option of sitting the shot bowl back onto the jack and pushes the jack across to him.
Yeah, we've got Josh Carney up there actually asking a question about the length.
There he is.
And that's gone up a few metres, but I think they're still looking at the tee by the way where Jay's standing.
So it was one shot there.
Over on the second rink, we've got it stretching out a little bit with Jack Lewis 8-3 up over Fergo.
Yeah, well, Jack Lewis is one of them players, state singles winner, recent state triples winner. It's like the Engadine guys have really hit a purple patch. We all know their quality anyway, but the results they've had the last couple of years have been sensational for their club.
Absolutely, and they've got 3 of those young guys down from the Port Macquarie area over the years, all fairly similar ages.
Heath Lewis, well, big cheer next door. Dave Ferguson has played absolute howler up there. High fives all round. It's a good start by Heath, finishing in behind. Skippers won't be disappointed with that at all tonight.
No, I'm not sure whether Jay wanted this longer or not. He was standing around about the tee, as we see Josh nail it off, about a foot shy. And so the mat is up probably 4 metres up, and you've got the Jack up 3 metres, so it's the shortest one of the game so far.
Significant change, and that's probably to break up that, that Merrylands went on a 3-end streak there, and Engadine have gone, hang on, let's change this up a little bit. We don't want them staying on that streak. As we see Heath come down, great flop back, well, close. Camera angles probably favour the front bowl, but our live view says it's a lot closer than that. So Helmy now just a little underdone. I think he had pretty good weight.
Yeah.
Bowl wider would have been interesting.
I think it was Jack High if it didn't hit.
Peter Harry down, give his bowl every chance. Well, it's definitely knocked that one out. So that front white bowl now of Josh Carney's has definitely shot. We see Greg Helm now. Talking to Greg earlier, he's using the Aero Optima tonight, looking for that little bit of swing. Been playing for 40 years, Greg tells me. 40 years he's been playing.
I thought he was only just over 40 years old, so he probably only is, yeah.
So I won't go into what his actual age is, but he said, he's been playing for 40 years. So.
Yes, well, he came through the junior ranks of bowls in New South Wales.
Oh, good adjustment here by Peter Harry. Gets
Great
all the way
shot,
back.
Peter Harry.
His nickname's Uncle.
He's a popular character here at Merrylands. I've seen a bit of a cheer on the sideline there with that bowl of Pete's. You see it on the replay. It comes all the way down. Draws the shot.
He's a bit of the heart of the side. He's well loved here at this club.
Jordan just hung a bit wide there. Sean now. Just going to draw one in pretty close. Try and match that back one of Heath Lewis. He would be very happy with, or dead draw it. Just a little shy, I think. Maybe, maybe not. So
it has made it hard for Engadine to draw on that hand now, though. So that's why we have Jordan switching over.
Well, he's pointed this well, guys.
Yeah, has he?
He's got the jack. Little touch, flops for shot.
That is a great shot.
Probably staring at. Definitely one. He's definitely got shot now. He was one, maybe two down. Weren't sure, but Sean now gets down to. He gets down to the Josh Carney bowl.
Well, it's definitely two to Engadine there.
Definitely two to Engadine. Yeah, you're correct.
Next three are Merrylands bowls. And I think Omar might be up towards the middle through there onto Tomo's bowls.
I think we will be seeing some positivity from Omar.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he'll go full on, but yeah, I'm sure that's his only shot, is to get up through it. He may turn enough on the forehand if he's looking for just to get another one in amongst it all, but tough.
Jay on the forehand. Just be looking to get to the orange bowl there. Being a very good home. If he misses wide just like this, well, not a bad miss. Finished in a pretty good area, even though that's a Heath Lewis bowl there. It was the Peter, they was getting heavy back there for Merrylands.
Yep.
So it's finished in a very good home. You see 𝗟𝗓𝗡 now. When you get under that front white one, could be interesting. He has. He's turned onto that.
Oh, wow.
Onto that. Has he got the shot out of it?
Looking live, it's very close.
Yeah, there's no indication out there from the players. There was no high fives given, so it must be a tight one, but
I think he's flopped inside the white one, but yeah.
not sure about the back one. Anyway.
Jay's turned his back on that one.
Yeah, didn't like it straight away.
Tomo's having a good look at it.
If they do have the shot, it may change what 𝗟𝗓𝗡 wants to play. 𝗟𝗓𝗡, or Aaron, better known as 𝗟𝗓𝗡, that's his nickname in the bowls fraternity. Those of you listening at home that for the first time, Aaron Sheriff, a bit of a legend of our game, done everything, won everything. Great to see him here back in New South Wales playing in the TAB Platinum Pennant.
He's really enjoying it too. It's probably not going to come in. So we'll have a look at what they think he's shot. Well, I think they're looking at Aaron's, yes. So he did get shot with his first one.
Yes, he did. So another one to Merrylands there. You come in this afternoon. I got here, I don't know, roughly just after 3:30, I think, and saw you out there, Gavin, doing a bit of coaching with one of your young players. It was good to see, mate. Coaching with...
Yeah, Friday afternoon's usually our academy day, our youth academy day. Katie often be down here as well. But our kids have been very busy lately, so we tried to ask them not to come down, have a bit of a break. But young Sophie Payne was down here. She won the state girls pairs down at Merimbula the week before. But yeah, couldn't get her to have a little bit of a break and a holiday. She's down here working on new technique and stuff. It's been very impressive, all our kids down here. Surprising we've got mostly girls, which is probably a bit unusual compared to most other clubs. As we see,
what a great opener. Super lead, I think he was mentioned earlier, set Gavin said, and you can see why.
Yeah.
And we see Josh Carney there, lead here for the Engadine Cougars. Josh Carney, only 21 years of age. He's been playing for 13 years, he has. Sounds like a seasoned veteran at 21 years of age.
one of the North Coast boys that's come down to Engadine. 3 of them over different times.
Heath now. Would love to get back to this, Jack. A little trial would be good, but he's played the weight for it, finishing a good home. That's plan B.
Oh, and I was happy with that. That's how he plays the game. He wants his leads up.
Most definitely. Yeah, and I've got to take my hat off to you, to Gav, and to the Merrylands. The support that you show, especially in that junior space, is phenomenal. Probably one of the leaders in our sport, I've got to say. But the thing I really like about what your program does, Gav, is the conversion and that transition from juniors to opens. Now that's a hard area for our sport, and it's one that hasn't been. It's hard to massage or hard to what's the word I'm trying to say? Really hard to invest in. We seem to lose a lot of juniors once they get to that open space, but you guys really have a concentration in that area as well. Yeah, and Katie's a perfect example of that.
100% she is. In all honesty, there's no magic bullet involved in getting kids to that area. It's definitely a big team effort. I've been involved in lots of different clubs over decades. As we see, Greg just going a little bit under. And the magic ingredient down here at the Merrylands Magic was simply the support from the members without having to be asked. We came down here and we were told, the kids will all be welcome. They'll all have opportunities, blah, blah, blah. Katie was the first one that came down with me. And every time one of those kids turns up, there is a director, or a president or a vice president or a committee person will always come over and speak to the kids and their parents, and it absolutely amazed me, Jason. Like that was just happening. And when we came down here, there was Jack McShane had just gone outside the juniors, so there were no juniors left at Club Merrylands. And the recent state Pennant finals, the men's and the women's, we had 9 teenagers involved in state finals.
Wow.
6 of which were in grade 1. So that's
wow
where we've got in 2 years, from 0 teens to that sort of level. And it's a whole club effort, mate. It's the support from the CEO, the board, all the way down to our ground. Like our number 7 Pennant players are here and cheering on the kids all the time. It's not something you can easily have happen at a club. It just happens. So, but if you can, if you're a member of a club and you've got that passion, you can get your members involved. Absolutely reap the rewards like we have.
Brilliant to hear, Gav. And I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in a sec. Sean Thompson here didn't like his first. He gave a grimace, but he's following this one up.
Yeah, just roll it over would be good.
Well, he's
Great
just
shot.
got around it. That's a great shot. That's 2 shots to Merrylands now. Yeah, as you said, it's just happened. Well, to me, Gav, it tells me there's a good club culture, and culture isn't something that happens overnight. That happens, that takes time to build and develop, and it usually comes from the top down. So obviously there's a direction from your board and CEO to have that culture filter right down through, and that goes into your employees at the bar, right through to your players, and that's your senior players, your old head players, your new players, right down to your juniors. So it starts at the top and flows down.
And
club culture, it's massive. I love it, and I love diving into that sort of stuff with clubs.
And I'm sure no one here at Club Merrylands would disagree with me, but there's been an era where Merrylands, 15 odd years ago, had quite a bad name, and as we see Omar coming down on a fairly good track here.
Especially for his bowl. We know it does turn. He's opted for that wider bowl. It's turned right into the orange bowl.
That's Pete Harris, yep.
That's a great shot by Omar.
3.
You see this on the replay.
Yeah, so we have been working on our culture as well. Having Cody Packer come in last year with us, he's big on changing the culture of the club as well. And we're using people throughout our club to assist us with that. Like Katie here, she's part of our senior leadership group and with regards to cultural change. And we've got a lot. Oh, that's a good effort there. We've got a huge number of members come in over the last 18 months, not because we've chased them, but they're seeing what we're doing and they're keen to be a part of it. So, yeah, including our platinum side, we've got 2 major back-end players come into the club without being chased or anything else like that.
They want to be here and play with you.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That says a lot about what your club's about. So
yeah, we're loving it.
Well done. You see Omar now on the mat. Looking to just get in under there and try and draw another one. Well, he's opted for a safe line. Obviously knowing he's had shot. Any touch on the Jackie was down, really.
Yeah.
But sometimes these good players use that last. You might think they're trying to draw a second. They sometimes use it as a practice bowl.
Exactly, yeah.
For later on in the match.
Yep, no need to throw a bowl away. Just practice a different length or see what happens with your bowl if you throw it out a bit wider. Jay's just going to be a touch under. So this could be, well, it's at least 3.
Yep, that is the 3.
There is a 3?
Yep.
Okay. There's 3 to Merrylands there.
Another good thing, Jason, is like Katie, I'll use her as an example. She's giving back. She's coaching the daughter of one of our greenkeepers, Luke Fleming. So he's our in our platinum side. He's on the rest day today, so he's actually doing the board for us. But she's only 11 and she's jumped in, and Katie's going to be her head coach, and that's her role to mentor her over the coming years.
Brilliant. So
it's good to see him come.
You've come through the ranks yourself, Katie, here at Merrylands, and now you're turning into that mentor role. How brilliant's that?
Yeah, I love it, honestly. I just really wanted to give back to the sport, and I always love working with the juniors because, especially at Merrylands, they're such big sponges. They just absorb absolutely everything. They're always keen to pick up advice on everything. So, yeah, I'm just really happy to give back to it.
Yeah, congratulations. Good on you for that, Katie. Hope you keep that up into the future. I think it's really important for a club like you that have developed it this far here at Merrylands to keep that flow going. So you actually are developing a legacy of your club so that in 50 years' time it still keeps going on. You would hope so.
Absolutely. We're reaping the rewards. As I said, with 9 teenagers involved in state pennant finals, it's amazing. We've got 2 teenagers out here tonight. Engadine's got 1 and 𝗥𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗗.
Yep. Merrylands have Tommy Rich.
Tommy Rich and Jack McShane being a teenager.
McShane, so there's 3 out there. Yep.
It's hard to believe it was only a couple of years ago that Jack McShane was winning a junior championship in New South Wales. And he's now gone on and won multiple Australian championships and now a world championship. And he's just such a lovely young man.
Peter Harry just underdone with his weight there, so.
And the good thing, Jack's parents were over at Aberdeen in Scotland to see him win that world title, and they've been absolutely lovely, supportive parents. And I'm going to give a shout out to his first coach, Scruffy, who is our president of Metro Northwest out here over at Denniston.
Greg Helm.
Greg Helm's drawn the shot there.
He has. Great bowl by Greg Helm.
And Jack still acknowledges what Denniston and his first coach in Scruffy have done for him, and that's just the type of young man he is.
Okay, Peter Harry wants a bit... Looking for a good adjustment here on his second. Underdone with his weight with his first. That's Josh Carney while he's pushed up. That's at least 2 to Engadine, I think.
Yeah, he probably had his weight right, but run into Josh's bowl there.
Greg now. Just got to run now. He's just a bit underdone. Over to the thirds now. And, yeah, Gavin, juniors is one of those areas that clubs sometimes struggle to want to get into and develop. Mate, from your perspective, what are the advantages of developing a junior program and getting juniors involved in our sport from a club perspective? What have you seen in your time?
Yeah, obviously I've got a number of perspectives, but from a club perspective, obviously what we've done here is to have so many young people going to state pennant finals. Look, one of the age-old issues that clubs do have with trying to develop juniors, they go, they turn 18 and they go away. Well, they may come back to the sport too, as we see another one just fall a little bit short there from Jordan. But they'll often come back in their early 20s and that sort of stuff. But if you're not providing opportunities for them early enough and getting them involved, that's probably where most of the junior programs struggle to have that flow-on effect when they hit 18, 19, 20.
Shawnee Thompson just under, and he didn't like it out of the hand straight away. Yeah, that's right, Gav. Yep.
Whereas somewhere like what we've got going here, we've got pathways available. And look, to be upfront and honest, I'm getting paid in the role at Merrylands, as we see. It hasn't changed anything, but that was time as well it moved a touch. I'm in a paid role here. Not every club can do that. That's for sure. So I have a large part of my role in my occupation is to develop these juniors. But I was doing that before I got the job here. I was a teacher for 35 years or something like that. So I was doing it after work every day. It's just about the passion that the people have, and every junior program that I've seen successful over the last 30 years has just had at least one and usually a handful of very passionate people. And probably the golden age of junior bowls in any club in New South Wales I've ever seen was Werrilla, when Leif Selby, as we see, another great bowl.
Aaron Sheriff here. Does he get all the way down?
Not quite.
He's a bowl over. What a great shot.
Still Greg Helm holding shot there.
So we'll see this on the replay. Just needed to get down a little harder. Well, guarantee you won't be far off with his next.
Yep.
Does 𝗣𝗓𝗡𝗧 get down hard enough here?
His weight looks great.
Is he up? Well,
Well, that's a counter.
Well, the Engadine boys are clapping. And it's blocked a path for Omar to draw it straight in there now, so... Thinking cap on and a bit of analysing going to happen up here, up the front of this head now. I love watching this. It's a part of our game that we see more and more of. We wouldn't have seen this, I reckon, 15, 20 years ago, Gavin. I'm not sure from your point of view, but so much analysing goes on with the head. How can I get in there? What can happen if I do this? What shot? You know, they look at percentages of shots. Like for me, I'm not a high-performance bowler. I'm not playing the backhand at all there. You know, I'm simple as I'm straight down the line. I can't play the backhand. I'm playing forehand weight up underneath. If I miss the white, I'm close to the jack. I can get an edge of white onto jack maybe, but see this, and then Aaron's looking at all this stuff up the front.
Yeah.
And that's the mindset of these high-performance players. They see so many different things, and this is what I love about this competition and our high-performance end of our competitions, all competitions. So.
Yeah, look, someone who's so good with weighted shots like Aaron Sheriff, like he can put something within the millimetres he needs to get the right cannon. Us mere mortals, we'd be hitting and hoping. Well, I've just done a look around, Jason, and I think all 24 players that we've got out here started in junior programs. I can't think of anyone that did not.
See Aaron, he's got his eyes wide open looking at this.
Oh,
he's looking for that cannon. He
Wow.
called that shot,
exactly.
and he's played it.
That is a great shot.
That's incredible.
And look at the weight control.
Yep, he's hit that front bowl onto that, the cannon down, 2 rolls, Sean Thompson bowl up for shot. And really difficult now for Jay to get straight down to the jack. He has to try and manufacture something similar.
He might have to go a bit quicker. I actually see those sorts of shots in the sevens all the time, Jason. Just never on purpose.
Okay, 𝗣𝗓𝗡𝗧 now.
He's not going huge, I don't think. No. So he's looking for something similar. Bowl on the bowl has to be. Oh, he's got through everything.
He's got straight through everything.
Yeah, we're going back to the benefits of a junior program. I've just looked across the green, and I reckon all 24 of these started off in junior programs. I don't know enough about 𝗣𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗡, but I'm pretty sure he was around in that. Even someone, 𝗣𝗚𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
Yeah, it's something I've spoken about with a lot of people, and I don't know the stats, and I'd love to dive into them, but if we look at, say, our Australian Jackaroos and even all our state sides, I'd like to know what percentage of those players started in a junior program, and that could add some weight into the benefits of getting our players in at that younger age group, I think. So.
Well, I was involved with school bowls for over 30 years, and it's all the way up to School Sport Australia level, and it's probably at least nearly half the people out here that have been involved in my programs over those many years. And Jay Bruce, I was having a chat to him beforehand, and he was a young school kid playing his way through. Never won a state title.
Good start there by Josh Carney. Well done.
Josh's weight has been really good. It's been a good battle up front, these two leads.
It has been, hasn't it? You know, they've both been in a we haven't seen a stray bowl really from either of them yet.
Yep.
That could be the commentator's curse, though. Well, gets down. Good weight again, just slightly wide. It's an opportunity here for Josh to really put some pressure on here early. Big smile on his face as he left that go. I wonder if it's a
good one, good smile or a bad smile. Yeah.
Not sure.
Looks pretty good to me.
Well, he's played good weight. That's a great result.
Heath Lewis was in my first ever Sydney West Indoor State Schools Championships, Katie. You probably don't know that.
I did not, actually.
2001, I think it was.
Wow.
At Tarrant Point.
It's a long time ago.
Yep.
Peter Harry, he has,
definitely drawn it.
Yeah.
Definitely drawn it, yep. Well done, Peter Harry.
𝗥𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗗 was a talented junior from the South Coast somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. From memory, it's a long time ago.
Greg's pointed this very well. He's just slid through, finishes in a good home.
His draw weight shots have been great.
Yeah. Merrylands on a bit of a run on this rink now. You know, they lost the first 2 ends, went on a 3-end run, dropped another end and picked up the next probably 3 ends, I think, now in a row.
That, yeah.
So I think they've won probably 6 of the 9 ends. As we see, 𝗣𝗚𝗩𝗘, again, good weight, turns his own in there. Greg's not happy with that. He's pulled it a little bit skinny. Yeah. So 25-17, Merrylands are out to now.
Yes, Dave Ferguson's come back well on that second rink to only trail. Oh, sorry, they're 9-all now. He was trailing a fair bit earlier on.
𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗏 on the mat. Mentioned earlier, he's an Australian champion. Was that about 3 years ago, Gavin? I think 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
In the pairs.
Yep. Yeah, he's won a couple of state titles with young Jack McShane.
Very accomplished bowler, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗏, and in all honesty, he's probably one of them ones that's unlucky in regards to state selection because he's in an era where, unfortunately, New South Wales is full of absolute stars, and look, 𝗟𝗓𝗡 wouldn't be out of place there. Has he ever represented New South Wales?
Over 40s last year.
Over 40s last year.
I don't know that he made a stateside before that.
There you go. But
it's a pretty hard side to get into, that New South Wales side.
It's phenomenal.
They haven't lost a game in a couple of years.
Down. Well, he just misses there. Good weight, finishes in a good home. So set up well back there. So we see this one on replay coming down.
Once again, Omar won't be too unhappy with that. Another one just in behind as we see Jordan Thompson's final bowl at the end.
Jordan just wants to sit on anything on that orange. He's got the shot. Great bowl, Jordan Thompson. Wrestles it back.
So while they're on the changeover, I don't know if you know the answer to this one, Katie, but the youngest indoor champion, Australian indoor champion, is Jack McShane.
Yeah.
Do you know who the youngest was before that?
I couldn't tell you.
Jason. They are out here playing tonight. For Merrylands.
It's not Fergie.
No.
No, because...
On rink 2.
On rink 2.
With Jack McShane.
There you go. You've given us everything but the answer. Well, Aaron looking to come down and sit that bowl. Get Jack. Good weight. He just swung underneath. Don't think he'll miss a second time, Aaron, if he gets a chance to.
So we figured it out.
It
is Tony Wood, and I actually have seen that clip too. I just completely forgot about it. There is a very old clip from, what year was it?
Jay Bruce here going for cover. That's a very good bowl in there. Said Aaron looking to come down for Jack. We've had a few shots back there if he does get it, but now bit of insurance there for Engadine.
Get a weight up you through it.
Well, he's staring it down.
No, well, it's going to go under. Same gap.
Under.
And Jay does have one more bowl to come. What year was it, Katie? I have no idea, actually. I can't recall. But,
I think it was the early 2000s.
Yeah.
2001, I think.
All right, Jay here. Probably trying. Wouldn't call this a free kick. It's opportune to draw a second in here and probably pretty important for Engadine now.
Yes, well, he's got plenty to sit on to get that second shot. He's going to get in the area. Will he get up enough? And the answer is no.
Pretty well pointed. Was probably worried about dragging Jack to go down. When you got one in the hand and you've been struggling a bit, I understand that tendency to be a little bit conservative. So,
actually, I was having a bit of a chat to Jay before the game, and I said to him, Jay, look, do you mind me mentioning that, you know, as a junior you didn't win a state championship, but you've gone on and you've won it these types of couple of times now, and he said, yeah, not a problem. Can you just tell him that none of these other guys here have won one either? Talking about his Engadine younger blokes, so the ones from Port and whatever else, and Jordan and Lockie Thompson.
Yeah. Good bit of banter amongst the boys, eh? Josh Carney again, very good opener.
So he reminded me he lost in the semi-final twice to a young lady called Ellen Ryan, now Ellen Fife, and John O'Davis was the other one he got beaten in the semi. So he did have a fairly good crack.
He didn't lose to any ordinary bowlers, that's for sure. Very, very good. We know Ellen Fife, obviously, and those that have been in bowls for a little while do know the name of John O'Davis too.
Yes.
So didn't lose to any mugs, that's for sure. A few comments coming through, and just the recent one, Carolyn Nelson has jumped on. Thanks, Carolyn, to let us know that Greg Helm has been a one-club player. He's only ever played for Engadine.
Well, there you go.
So
I had it in my mind he's from the South Coast, so that's great to hear. I'm sure our listeners are actually love hearing that sorts of thing. So well done, one-club player. Another good start there from Heath. 2 bowls just in behind, but Josh has got him again.
Okay. Greg now, well, just under his line there. Hard to pick standout player here on this rink at the moment, but I think it's been a bit of a battle of the leads so far.
It's
2
been
leads
a very
have
good
been,
battle.
Yep.
I couldn't say who's had the jump, actually.
And then
Peter Harris
probably the next best has been that both the skippers have sort of done something or converted the heads. The skippers always get the credit, so I do like to put some concentration on when you got 2 gun leads going toe for toe. That can be just as important for the game as the skippers playing a conversion shot, because the leads are the ones that give them the opportunity to play them shots later on.
Absolutely. I know Aaron's tactic is to make sure that his leads and his seconds are up, and there are times when he wouldn't be too happy with being 5 or 6 down, but having a couple just in behind him, we know he can play that 1-foot shot to make multiples. There we see another great bowl from Peter Harry.
2 good bowls there by Peter Harry, well weighted. So now Jordan Thompson just got to get down. Well, a little bit shy with weight, so about you, Gav, but I'm starting to feel the little cool air starting to come in. We're 28 ends in, not quite halfway yet. Only one player out there without. No, there's a couple of players still out there with no jackets on, so it must be getting that cold. But
there's no breeze, as you mentioned before, too, Jason. So whilst ever they're keeping active, they're probably warm enough. As we see Tomo come in with a lovely
run
weighted
that hole.
bowl.
Great shot. Brilliant shot. You see Sean Thompson there. Comes down. Just misses that front bowl. Draws the shot. Jordan now. He's coming down on the forehand, so he can sit the Sean Thompson bowl and stay, or get the jack through.
And he's done that.
Oh, he's got it across. He's got a little bit of a square cut and it come back. But I'm not sure if he got shot out of it or not.
I think the green bowler Heath would still be shot. I think he might have just gone through a touch there, Jordan. But either way, it's now opened up with a couple of feet of draw room, I should say.
Look, what he's done, he's made it better for his team coming behind him.
Yep.
And I think that's probably, I've heard it a lot from coaches and watched it. Sean Thompson has come back with a reply.
There's
Great.
a double whammy.
2 great shots there from Sean Thompson. So we see it here on the replay again. His first bowl, he played an absolute bomb.
Going back to what you're saying there, Jason, the next 2 back ones, Jordan has now made that the 2 Engadine bowls, so he's actually made it in a nice position there if Jay can navigate that front bowl.
I guess, especially in the fours especially, it's, I guess, the job of each player is to try and make the head better. Not always getting the shot, but make the head better for the next player coming behind you. Exactly. Make their shot easier at all times. Not always getting the shot. As we see big high fives way out there on the far green. Cody Packer's played an absolute howler. His team are up and happy.
And Callum Murray has done the same in the middle rink for Engadine. Lots of cheers for him too, as we see Jay just fall a bit shy.
Well, he did, didn't he? So we're hearing a bit of atmosphere getting out there. A bit of players are starting to get a bit more jovial as we're getting close to the halfway point now in this match. And said a win for either team tonight really puts them on a good launching pad for that minor premiership.
Yep.
Still a lot of rounds to go, but third versus fourth.
And the rounds come thick and fast now. He could play something huge if he can sit on that back row joint.
Sheriff, come on down. Oh, well, did he maybe just push it a little bit too far?
Yeah, he would have been looking to sit on that back bowl of Jordan's and maybe holding 4 if that had happened.
Yeah.
I think he's still got shot.
See on the replay. Well, his body language here live says that he hasn't got shot, but...
Right.
Wait and see. Jay Bruce now. Well, he's played a nice wide line. If he gets back to that... Well, he just went past, so... That weight suggests that maybe Jay was down. Because he was through a good 6 foot there.
Looking live, though, it does look like Aaron is down, but this is maybe why he put that bowl back there. If Aaron can get onto Jordan's bowl, onto the white bowl of Josh Carney's, he will hold at least 4, and it could be as high as 7 if he stays and counts.
Well, here we go.
And this is what he's after.
He's trotting after it.
Does
he get it? Does he get it? He just got a nick of his own. Just got that flick of his front bowl. If he gets the clear run, he gets pretty close to what you just called.
Yeah, that's what he was looking for.
So, one shot there it is to Engadine.
And I do find that a lot of club players, especially like as you know, I coach a lot of juniors, they don't see those shots that the players like Aaron Sheriff do. The opportunity there, risk versus reward. I think I might have had one of the green and yellow bowls wrong, but it was worth a good 5 shots.
And look, and there's so much that as individual players you can learn just by tuning in and watching these matches that are live streamed. You watch the state championships, watch the Australian Open, Australian championships, test matches, whatever's been live streamed in that high performance area. Get on and watch it. And have a look at how these players think, what shots they play, their shot selection. You can learn so much just by looking through it on TV.
Yes.
I mean, then it's up to you to go out on your own green and execute and practice.
Yep.
But the knowledge you can pick up from watching these guys is second to none.
Yeah, they see those sort of shots quite quickly. They're well aware of it. The good skips are looking 2, 3, 4 bowls in advance about setting up the head, not just playing each individual bowl as on their own. It is a plan.
So Heath there just dropping a bit short, giving himself, looks like he gave himself a bit of an uppercut on the way back. He's usually not a, Heath's generally not one of them players that's sort of out there with his emotions and that, but I just noticed that time he just gave himself a little bit of a, so that tells me, it does mean a lot to all these players.
It does. He's very tough on himself. He sets himself high standards.
Looking pressed out of the hand again. He was sort of talking to himself there. But you know what? If you're missing, that's where you miss.
Oh, yes.
All right.
And Omar makes that quite clear to his team.
G'day, Mr. Jay Maskell online. How you going, buddy? New bowls coordinator, Southwest Rocks. Yeah, you're right, mate. There is some talent out here tonight. We've got some world champions, recently crowned world champions, state champions, you name it, they're out here tonight.
Including Jay Maskell's little brother, Tom Rich.
Yeah, it is. Yes, that's right. Mudgy boys.
Yes.
You're under that one down here now, mate. You get down the jerks, good.
Of course, Tom lives down here now with Cody Packer. Not that Cody's over impressed with that. He's his skills at cleaning the house. But his younger brothers, his father and his mother travel down here every week, 2.5 to 3 hours, as we see Greg play yet another good shot through. He's unlucky. He's
Straight back. Well, that bowl that Heath was not impressed with his second one has now finished in shot. And again, highlights, you're going to miss in those good areas behind, because that's what can happen. Jack's moved backwards 99 times out of 100, except for that very first one we saw tonight.
Yeah. And once again at second, Greg Helmer's just been very, very great with his weight. I think he's only ever had one bowl short. I mean, obviously he's got two short now, but that's because of things moving. And he's played that second roll really, really well, especially with Josh Carney putting good bowls in the head. He's making sure that he's up and around it.
Well, Jordan Thompson now just looking to get right around this pack. He's got a pretty good line. Will it get down and all the way back? Just sailed on through. More cheers coming from across the other rinks, so more heat coming in out there.
Yes, it's starting to liven up a bit. Do like that.
Well, Sean just wants to push that line. About a metre short there.
Yeah, losing it.
Steve, what's the speed of the green? Gav, what do you think the speed of the green might be? Have you spoke to the players before roll up and that?
We thought it was about 13.5 when it started, and looks like it has slowed down, which we would expect. So we reckon it's down to about 12 as we see Geordie. It's moved another one of his bowls from Josh Carney's in there. Yeah, it definitely slows down to 1 to 2 seconds over the first hour after that sun goes down.
Yeah.
So I'd expect it to be down to about 12. We did have close to 15 mils of rain overnight as we see Sean Thompson's
giving it every chance. Sits them through and stays. That's the shot.
Yeah, definitely shot. And that's one of Tomo's specials. He does like to play that little bit of extra weight and sit on bowls. Like, that's the tactic.
You've got a bank there like that, and a player of Sean Thompson's ability is going to get that. 8 times out of 10, isn't he? Yeah. If not 9 times out of 10. Yeah.
It's definitely valuable in this sort of pace as well.
Yeah.
It's what you want.
Well,
Mason Lewis has played a big bowl over on the third rink.
Merrylands guys are high-fiving over there.
Up and about. As you say, we're close to the halfway mark, and it's into double figures for Merrylands. Only 10 shots, but 10 shots at this level can be quite difficult.
Okay, Jay now playing some weight. Was looking to get through one of them bowls. Well, he got the
shot
back one out. Did it go far enough? Camera view says that front bowl is now shot. Let's have a look again at this. He comes down. You can see he was trying to get the plant, but he's got underneath to the shot bowl, which, in all honesty, would have been a part of his plan as well.
Yeah, plan B. It was only a bowl narrower than what I think he was going for. I think with the plant that Jason was what he was looking at.
Okay, Aaron now.
Must be down.
Playing some weight here. Well, it's down that. We got the edge of that. That's a bit of fortune there, I think. It is. He's got the Sean Thompson bowl in there. Not how he planned it, but there's still one to come from each of the skippers. Again, good weight, good areas. You get these results.
That's exactly right.
I can't recall how the head was set up. So the way that we've got Jay setting up here, I think he's drawing down on his backhand. I couldn't recall whether there was a weighted shot on or not.
Well, he doesn't want to get onto that Aaron Sheriff bowl and roll it all the way. Whoa.
Now, this is where someone like Aaron might have a little think about the plant.
Would be too.
No, he's actually looking for onto Tomo's bowl back to the other one of Tomo's bowl, but once again, not necessarily looking to draw. He's looking to get some advantage out of playing a touch of weight through. And the other option on would have been the plant onto the second shot, and that was pretty good effort.
Let's play a dead draw and count.
Yes.
Let's simplify it.
Yes. Yeah, Tomo did call him onto the other bowl. I think Tomo just wanted 2 of his to count.
Yeah. Well, the man can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, well, luck's a fortune with his first one, and
Yeah.
got a very favourable result. But that's another 2 to the Magic. Stretches it out to a 12-shot lead. This particular rink is 6 shots advantage to 𝗟𝗓𝗏.
So, Merrylands still sticking to these longer lengths, having some success. It was Engadine early in the game that threw them and won the first couple of ends, but it's Merrylands that have really found their home at that longer length.
Yes. I mentioned earlier, Jason, that I was looking at the 3 lots of 7 ends in the statistics that Omar's had, as we see Heath nail it yet again.
Great opener there by Heath Lewis.
Across his first 4 games, it was fairly even in the first 7 ends, which it actually was on this particular game. But he's been outscoring his opponents 2.5 times in those middle 7 ends, which is what's happened again. However, the good thing for Jay, as we watch Josh come down with another great starting bowl.
This is a good display of lead bowls tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching. These 2 leads are going tit for tat up front.
Been a great lead bottle. Yes, well, Omar over the first 4 games has actually been quite out-bowled his side in the last 7 ends. So that's something that Jay would definitely be trying to emulate as well. As they're into 12 ends done in this particular rink.
Okay, expect to see Josh give this a bit more of a chance than his first. Probably looking to finish at least a foot behind, which he's done. He's played it. Well, a little bit unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. That weight was just sensational.
But he set the head up nicely still. As I said, he give it every chance. And once again, another end. 2 leads have done their job brilliantly again. Okay, over to Peter Harry now, and he'll be trying to get down to that white bowl. He's just a little bit wide here. Finishes behind. Won't go astray there. Helmy seems to be a little high this time, but again, finishing good homes.
Yes, his role here is if he can just move even his front bowl, it's going to open it up for Jordan and Jay. So I believe that weight that he did play, although a lot of people go, well, that's far too heavy, it's 3 metres through. I think that's what they're happy to have, to open that up, give his third and a skip a chance, playing his role.
Pete not happy with that one. He's dropped about probably a metre short there. Could be a guide, though, for the players coming behind him, like Greg Helm here. He's used it as a guide, gets right down to the jack. Greg Helm, absolute bomb there.
That is brilliant.
Here we see it on the replay. He got down through the gap perfectly, got to the jack without anything else. That is just a brilliant lawn bowl. Greg Helm gave it a chance, played good weight. Sensational.
Yes, he's played that great weight every time he's been down. Jordan Thompson on the mat, bowls halfway down now. His mum was down here playing Champion of Champions this week. Not here at Merrylands. I can't remember which club she played at. It's good to see her again.
Tell you what, Gav, for the traffic you've had on the greens this week, they've still held up well tonight. It's looking great.
Had a fair whack of rain. Good group of greenkeepers we've got. Work hard. Tomo's just through.
It's a very good home by Tomo, though. Be happy with that.
Yeah, 𝗟𝗓𝗏 clapping it too, because he knows that is in the
That's
prime
gold.
position for him to convert.
Look, it's in that position where you draw to it and beat it. It's probably nearly shot as well.
Yep.
So you see Jordan here just underdone with the line. Well, he gets off the Heath Lewis bowl. Nothing's happened up front there. So he gets bring you some updates of the other games being played tonight. We'll start with the first one. Tarrant Point up against the 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗨𝗠 Koalas. That's at Tarrant Point. After 45 ends, it's a tight affair. Tarrant Point 35, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗨𝗠 now up 38. The other game, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡 versus East Maitland. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗡 are up 46-31 after 48 ends. Belrose Bulls versus the Warilla Gorillas. That's at Belrose after 27 ends. It's Belrose. Warilla are up 30-24. Next match is our live game here, which you can see on the screen. St John's Park Saints up against the Mount Lewis Lions in a very tight affair after 28 ends. St John's Park are up 23-22. And the lucky last match, we have the Wenty Magpies up against the Raymond Terrace Jets. And after 37 ends, Wenty hold a narrow lead, and it's 38-31. So some live scores for everyone. If you want to see those live scores, head across to the BowlsLink results portal as we see this bowl come down. He sat that out, and he just flopped out himself, I think. Yeah, go to the BowlsLink results portal. It's results.bowlslink.com.au. Click on Bowls New South Wales, Platinum Pennant. Go and select the match you want, and you can actually hit on the team number and actually see each live score for each rink.
Yes, end after end, you can see what's happening to your favourite side. As Aaron Sheriff is looking to just sit in amongst it all.
Wow, I think he's drawn the shot. Yep, high fives there from his third, Sean Thompson, as we see this on replay. And why am I not surprised to see it?
Well, he didn't look that overly excited, so I'm not quite sure if he does have it, but either way, it was probably 3 down before it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Jay's up and through it, so maybe he does have the shot.
Well,
looks pretty tight to me. Well, we're going to get the measure. So it is tight.
Look, there was no... I like the fact that Sean Thompson gets straight out there, no mucking around with fingers, and that's straight down with the tape. The end's finished.
Yep.
Let's get out and tape it.
One Engadine.
There we go. Quick measure, done and dusted.
Yes, that St John's Park Saints and Mount Lewis Lions game you mentioned, they're local rivals from the old Zone 12. It's always a good game between them.
Yeah, you know, and like last year, Mount Lewis made the top 5 and were in playing finals. And this year, they're really struggling. They are, aren't they?
Yep.
You know, good squad too, but that's the nature of this competition.
Exactly.
This year,
you know,
all squads have bolstered, and again, if you're slightly off just by that tiny percentage, as I said earlier, that's what can happen.
Yeah, and whilst it's, this is round 6, it's only the third weekend. With 2 weekends, they played 5 games. So, as I said earlier, there's not much time for adjustment within your sides. So, if you've got something wrong, it's not easy to change because you get straight out the next day playing another one.
It's definitely. Okay, Heath Lewis now. Great opening bowl by Josh Carney. He gets around that. Well, he's just got it up. That's unfortunate, but again, great bowl.
Bowls, yes.
It
feels like it's monotonous to keep saying it, but it is. It is sensational.
It's what's happening.
Bowls, yeah.
It's what's happening, and I love seeing this lead battle. I'm a big fan of watching lead battles. I am. Okay, Josh now. Well, he got underneath nicely. Back to the jack. Got a touch. That's a great bowl. Some people would say that was lucky, but...
It's not lucky, it's absolutely great bowl. But the Merrylands guys will be licking their lips because he's really unlucky here that he's just fattened that target right up.
Right up, hasn't he? Yes. Yeah.
He couldn't have done much better.
Oh, we see Heath Lewis come back. Well, he's got down to the jack. Again, a little unfortunate. Played a sensational shot. And here we see it on the replay. If he gets that clean, fattened through... would have been sitting very pretty. But
either way, Josh's great bowls who were just behind the jack and now 3 foot short of the jack. So Greg yet
Tell
again
me.
up amongst it.
Look at this.
He's played that role so well.
That is brilliant, and we're seeing the guys really give every bowl a chance now.
Yep.
You know, they're playing metre through now. They're not playing dead draw.
Yep.
They're playing metre through, and a lot more often. So,
Well, once those leads get close, that's what's got to happen. Just keep pushing through. 𝗣𝗟𝗩𝗘's not far away either.
oh, 𝗣𝗟𝗩𝗘, well, he's got the jack as well. Well, that's 3 jack movements at least, if not 4 maybe.
That's 4, yeah.
I think
4?
it's 4.
There you go.
In a row, too.
Yes.
They really don't like where it's sitting, do they?
Greg's not going to be shy either again.
Greg Helm.
That's a great
2 great bowls.
Yeah.
Sensational shooting. Yes. Andrew Lynn, how are you tonight, mate? Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Shout out to the bowl staff team here at Club Merrylands. Their wonderful support over the last week of the champion pairs. Especially thanks goes to Gav, Cody, Tony, and Ben, Cody's twin.
Cody 1 and Cody 2 we call them. They do look alike.
So,
thank you, Andrew Lynn. Thank you, Bowls in South Wales. We've really enjoyed hosting it, and hopefully the people that were out here at our 2 clubs, Merrylands and Guildford, loved it as well, as we see Jordan finish in another great spot.
Yep. Shawnee Thompson now.
Well, Cody Packer's rink has shot away to a 16-4 lead, and that's making the big difference here now. Out to 19 on the big board, as Tomo puts in a tactical blocker. It's all part of the plan.
You'll replay that to him later as a coach, Gav, will you?
No, I wouldn't mention it to his face.
Okay. Jordan.
Yeah, it's
Just
good too.
didn't quite get back, but yeah, finishes in a great home.
And guarantee he will not be short this time. Not a commentator's curse, I hope.
Well, no, you're right, though, this time, and that's the quality of him. And here we go, jack movement again.
And Jordan's lovely bowls in behind.
And unfortunate result again there this time. Unfortunate to Merrylands. He just got the squeeze of the jack back to the Engadine bowls. But it's a little bit of a target too.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know that Omar would be overly upset by it. He already was 1 down, and whilst there's 2 close ones now, there is a Merrylands orange bowl in the ditch.
That's right.
So there are very good options for Merrylands with a bit of weight through.
Jay Bruce now. I think he'd be trying to change this up a little bit, I reckon, Gavin, to take the look of that head. Make it look more difficult. Little touch on that.
Oh, that would have been brilliant.
You
the
could
slice
see the
touch.
weight he was using. He wanted
Yeah.
movement there of some sort to make it look different for Aaron. But
Definitely, and once again, that's where that's down in the 2s and whatever. It's a lot of grades. They don't see the value of changing it up like that. But
yeah, sometimes it's better. You might be holding a 2 or a 3. It's up and down. You're better off changing it up and getting a solid 1.
yes.
You might lose some shots, but they're only possible shots.
And here's
Get
the
a
shot.
solid 1 instead. And we see Aaron straight away on the chase, up after this. He gets down, well,
Locked in.
it was locked in. He obviously would have loved to have been probably a bowl narrower.
Yeah, he's just caught that outside edge of it for the cannon. But anything inside of it would have moved that jack as well.
There was a bit of gap between the 2 bowls too, which you usually don't see it stay in there when that was a good few inches.
Yeah.
So he's very unlucky. He probably got exactly the wrong angle.
Jay,
this is great efforts.
Oh, he pulls up.
Wants-
But that makes it a very hard track for Aaron now, straight through to the bowl.
He's got to go quick up.
He does have to go quicker, and don't be surprised if he does. Straight up and through this, jack back in the pit. They do have the orange bowl in the pit, plus that one just behind Sean Thompson. So chance for a multiple here for Merrylands. If he gets this.
He likes it.
Yeah, he's trotting.
He likes it.
He's trotting. He's looking at it hard. Well,
Oh,
he
he's got the ball
he
for
chips
2.
it out. And the boys are up. Great shot there, Aaron Sheffer. We see it on the replay. It was basically a repeat of the previous shot, wasn't it, Nelly?
Yeah.
He
Where
liked
the
it all the way.
adjustment being an inch or two, in all honesty.
Yep.
Like, that's amazing. See,
And the change around to go from 2 very close bowls down to go 2 shots up at 4-shot turnaround when it was already a 19-shot lead to Merrylands, that would be hurting a little bit.
yeah, great shot. As I said, he was 2 down on the head. After his 2 bowls, he then turned it around to make 2 to himself. So 2 to Merrylands. They're now up 14-7 on this rink. And if you're just joining us, welcome. You're with, my name is 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗨𝗠. I am with you tonight, commentating, and my co-commentators here from Merrylands. We have Katie Astley.
Hello.
And we have the development officer, Gavin Holburn. With us tonight. Great to have you on board, passing on your views and obviously supporting your Merrylands side. While I'm trying to be the non-biased one, but you're doing a great job as well, in calling the game, I've got to say.
It was always looking like it was going to be a quality game, 3rd versus 4th, and it has been. As soon as we say that Josh Carney's worst bowl of the game, a metre short, he's been spot on. A few little quirks with the draw, Jason. We have not had, as in Merrylands, we have not had an away game yet. Our only one away game against Carlingford was washed out. So, yeah, so despite the fact that Merrylands undefeated and hopefully can still be after tonight, we're away for everything else. So, yeah.
That's what I was about to say. So your second half of your season, all the way. Yeah, draws can work out like that sometimes. You've got 12 sides you've got to do a draw for, and trying to really nail it down to that home and away setup, it's really difficult and sometimes impossible. But look, I think this day and age, Gavin, especially all our clubs and this quality of players, the facilities themselves, most players can adjust in the first few ends. Like, the facilities are great to play on anyway. It doesn't matter. At this level, the players pick up the greens. So is there home ground advantages this day and age at this level?
I think someone like Raymond Terrace it is.
Of course,
and I think they've played a fair whack of their initial games away from home, so I think their back end, they've got more home games than away, and it's proven over the last couple of years at the different levels that Raymond Terrace play that it seems to be an advantage. They do definitely have a much better winning percentage there, but I agree with most of the grass greens, you won't see that advantage as much.
No, that's exactly right, and that was probably what I was trying to allude to, these good grass greens. These players jump onto these, anyone can play a bowl. All they ask for them to be is true. Speed doesn't really matter too much to these guys. They just ask for a true green. And if that happens, well, the home ground advantage is nearly taken away. Sometimes it can be the changing conditions. The home team may pick them up and understand them a bit better. But that'll be about the only little advantage. As you said, though, with the other clubs, Raymond Terrace, the hangar, well, it's a den for them, isn't it? They love it there at the hangar. The Raymond Terrace guys.
Yeah, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were undefeated at home last year.
Oh, that's a great shot there.
Brilliant.
Greg Helm, well, he's done it the last few ends now, Helmy. He's played some really big telling bowls, really bending his back, trying to ask more questions of the Merrylands mob. And if you're going to get shots, you're going to have to play an absolute howler to get it, because he's really turned it on the last few ends. Helmy playing little on shots to dead draws. And as we see Sean Thompson now, any touch on that, well, what a great bowl. He may still be down, but he's opened it back up for his side. So
very close to getting that through the gap. Yeah, actually, last year, Jason, there was a lot of weather-affected games, and so a lot of clubs were going and playing a few of their games at places that weren't their normal home games, so the synthetic surface undercover at 𝗟𝗡𝗡 and 𝗥𝗢𝗡 and even Warilla. There was teams from Sydney travelling down there to play their games to get them through because of all the rain-affected matches. And especially 𝗟𝗡𝗡 and 𝗥𝗢𝗡 can be quite quirky. All the rinks can be quite different. Even Warilla, the different rinks can play quite differently as well.
Sean Thompson, gets a little bit of jack there.
Might have flopped out, but once again, there's another one in there.
Yep. Again, here we go on the replay. We've seen a lot of this happen tonight, Gavin. There's not a lot of they're getting down to the jack, but they're not going with it. There's been a lot of squirts
movement
of the jack, movement of the jack sideways, not that
exactly
nailing right on top and going with it. So whether that's just an intricacy of the conditions or the green tonight, unsure, but just notice that now.
The weight just played there by Jordan was what is required. So whilst I believe Engadine's probably got shot, and it's hard to get rid of that bowl, it's all surrounded by Merrylands. There's 4 Merrylands bowls in there. I don't think that Omar's going to be short, and I would have thought that the weight that Jordan played was to try and mix it up a bit too, or even run into something and stay. And yes, Aaron is going to be playing up through it.
Yep. He's looking at, but we know his bowl turns a fair bit. He's using that wider bowl. He's got that bank there to sit on. It just flops backwards. So it was Peter Harry bowl there, Merrylands bowl. He just pushed back that orange one. I think you'll find Aaron looking to do similar with his next. So all out here, this left-hand side is all Merrylands, so any movement of jack.
And his other option is to go really big.
Get
spray it. You'd still have a few. I'm sure there's got to be close to 5 other Merrylands bowls around it.
It's controlled, so I think he's looking more for jack. He can use the edge of that bowl. He's just got to hold up now. Oh, that swung hard underneath, didn't it?
Yeah, that is the wider hand that did swing across.
Yep. So one down here. See that swing just underneath. So 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗡 does not want any jack movement here.
No, it's
would love to count, but again, it's one of them ends for
I
Jay.
think he's really got to try and have a crack to get the second one in there as it starts to blow out the 21 shots, which then adds that danger factor.
Well,
so
21 shots with 23 to play.
Yeah.
It's starting to get.
Yeah, he can't afford to be tentative. I think he's got to give this a good crack at drawing a second.
Well, if he runs this line, he's looking all good because he's pointed it very, very well.
Just shy.
Just shy. So one in the hand, and once again, you can understand his tentativeness there because every other bowl around it was against him. So will we see a tactical change in length here at all? Well, Engadine are going back with the mat, but Jay has now walked up the green and he wants a short jack. So this is a new tactic.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. Something had to change. So Merrylands ahead on all 3 rinks now, and as I just mentioned, 21 shot lead on the big board. So chasing a few shots over these last 20 plus ends, changing the tactics up like this, it gives Jay more of a chance to kill it if required.
Most definitely. And look, from an Engadine perspective, as I mentioned earlier, lost tonight, we'll still see them in the top 5 no matter what happens this round, looking at the point score, because they're over 10 points ahead of 6th spot. 5th is over 10 points ahead of 6th spot. The top 5 isn't changing this from after tonight's round.
Yeah, in the top 5, there's 2 teams without a loss.
Great opening bowl there, Heath Lewis, and it's just a rinse and repeat for these guys.
I'm loving the battle.
Been seeing it all game. Love to see it more.
Yeah. And Lee is such a specialist position as we see yet another great weighted bowl.
Brilliant reply there by Josh Carney.
A lot of people just don't like playing lead, but if a specialist lead, you'll be the first person asked to play big events with top players all the time because they want someone who can mentally throw the bowls down close and not be too upset when they end up nowhere near it at the end of the
I think it's a position where you're probably most exposed because if you are off, your whole team knows about it, you know, because they're feeling it, because they're the ones coming behind you and they're always chasing down. So it's a hard position to play, and I take my hat off to those guys that do it like this. Really sets their team up.
Yep.
I've tried doing it and I can't.
Yeah, right.
They hide me at second, mate.
There are so many different philosophies on, player selection in which position and whatever else. I've always been of the opinion that you can't lose a game from league, but you can definitely win one. And that's what I try and impart on the kids that I coach. You've just mentioned hiding players at second. That's a lot of levels. People selected.
I guess it's a bit of an old way of thinking,
correct.
But
and it's different at different levels too. So you can sort of hide a second in your lower grades. But the second is so important at this level, and you just have a look at how 𝗥𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗃's played today, and what he's done. Even when he's missed in brilliant places and kept his side in there.
Let's see here. Well, we're back.
I remember many years ago in the New South Wales Combined High Schools Championships, it's 8-a-side, 2 rinks of 4s. The 2 leads were Matty Peterson, who won his club singles at the age of 15. Sorry. He won the state singles at the age of 15 or 16. Yep. Didn't win his club singles at Parkes because another 16-year-old called Martin Gray beat him. So they were the 2 leads for that particular region. So that's a pretty hot side when you got the state singles winner and a bloke who beat him in his club singles. So their philosophy was they were going to win it from lead, and they did. Great bowling here.
Just camera operators just getting some...
trying to get some more juice into it.
It looks like there's a flat battery on that end camera at the moment. So we're bringing you pictures from the middle camera at the side. And, great shot there. Brilliant shot there by Jordan Thompson. Sat through the Heath Lewis bowl and stayed. Just what Engadine needs, and they need more of that. They need to be asking more questions of Merrylands to try and turn this around. Look, for Engadine as well, like as I said earlier, a loss tonight won't see them out of the top 5, but a rink win or 2. I'm not saying that they're out of it on the big board.
Yep.
But a rink win or 2, that extra 1 or 2 points can mean a lot come the end of the season.
Absolutely.
As we see, Shawnee Thompson come down there.
It's changed it all up as well.
And again, we see a jack squirting sideways and not, and they're not getting them fat and straight through. But
well, as you mentioned about the rink wins, Merrylands is undefeated, and out of the 12 rinks they've played, they've only won 7.
Yep.
So only just over 50% of the rinks that they've won, but they've won every match, and they coming down to the back end of the season, those rink wins can make a big difference.
Most definitely. Especially with how tight it is at the moment, especially in that top 5. And look, even those teams outside the top 5 still aren't out of it yet. As I said, a couple of losses for those top 5 teams, a couple of wins for those ones out of the top 5, and things completely change.
Absolutely. Just looking at the table, Belrose, who's down in 10th position, has won exactly the same number of rinks as Merrylands, who's up in 4th undefeated. So we're only halfway through the season, but as we said before, big weekend. These teams are all back up again tomorrow and Sunday. They'll come back next week, which is Mother's Day weekend. So Sunday there's no play, but they'll play Friday, Saturday. And then we finish off the season with another triple header. No.
We are having a replay washout match the weekend after that. That's the Carlingford Merrylands match.
One, yep.
Well, Aaron there just went through. So definitely one shot to Jay Bruce up the front. No room there, though. Looks to be probably a good metre of room, I think, Gav, at least.
Yep.
Going to be really important here. Jay will be really wanting to put one right on top of the jack here. Wrestle some momentum, or just win the end and get 2 ends on the trot.
Yes, exactly.
And
he takes a couple of multiples.
He's close here. Just gets back. He has. So that counts, but against a player of Aaron Sheriff's ability.
Well, it is 3.
Yeah. We say number pressure can do a lot, but seeing this bloke draw to within an inch to win Australian Opens World titles with no pressure whatsoever.
And he's mentioned before when he's played those shots, he's done it in training so often. And
here we go.
Right in the middle.
And that's the perfect trail you were looking for.
There we go. What a great shot, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗏. High fives all round and well deserved. Just about the first trail I've seen nice and fat and clean.
Yes, you're right.
Tonight.
Yes.
And what a time to do it. So one shot
Actually,
to
it would have been
Merrylands.
interesting if he missed that, Jack. Whether it still would have been a couple down, I reckon. He's probably had enough momentum that he would have been close to 2 down at least. So, luck or good play, you make your mind up.
Well, again, I think I mentioned it during state championships too. You know, I've seen Twisty play some shots. Lee Schreiner, that draw to the edge of the ditch in that singles match was just out of this world. Those shots aren't luck. They've been done thousands of times by them players before on the practice green, in a comp game, whatever it may be.
Yes.
They have replicated that over and over again, not just 10, 15, 20 times. They've done it thousands, Gav. You know, as from a coach perspective, how much hard work goes into it to get to this level. And when the shot comes up, it's just second nature to a lot of these guys to play the shot and be confident about it.
Absolutely.
What an opener. What an opener. Heath Lewis.
Heath Lewis special.
He's on fire.
Yes, Slave Selby, whom most of you out there would probably have heard of. He was coaching the Rilla High School team as we see another brilliant.
Oh, and Josh Carney. Well, he was seen on the replay. Nearly commentate this match as a singles match.
I know. Yeah, I don't know who's won the singles battle either.
Sensational up front bowling it is.
Oh, that's not far away weight-wise too.
Heath Lewis.
Wow.
All right,
disappointed with himself there, I'm telling you. But he's 10 inches short. That's a great bowl.
I'm backing Josh to trail his 10 inches. It's been an absolute battle.
Josh now.
He's running it up
too. He likes it.
He is. He's
really
following it.
He likes it.
He's liking it all the way down to it.
I said 10 inches, not
well, what a brilliant end of lead bowling. Again, we're just getting example after example of how to play as a lead in Pennant.
And he's tucked it away.
That is a very, very good start.
Well, that's not a bad effort
either.
either.
Peter's not far off.
He's half a foot off weight.
That's a bad bowl, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, viewers, I hope you're enjoying this. We are being treated to some top quality bowls here, especially by these two leads. Well, and it's one of the first bad bowls we've seen Helmy put down.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it because he has been bowling so brilliantly.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, Peter now. He has added the extra weight. Promotion of that.
Oh, the green kept moving, but not enough.
Well, you see now Jay indicate, all right, Greg, just get me one behind. There's nothing back there for Engadine, so he knows there's some weight coming through here at some point. This is pretty well down, actually.
He's just ran
very
it nicely.
Well played.
It's the right angle.
That there is as close to a perfect seconds bowl as you will see, I'm telling you. Like, those lead bowls are brilliant, but that as a seconds bowl is perfect.
Yeah, he's
insurance policy.
Yes.
I like to call it. It's an insurance policy, and his skip will be loving that.
So Sean gets the right angle of Pete Harry's orange bowl onto Heath's green bowl. Josh's white bowl would come out of the head, and they would hold three.
Under, but what's going to happen in here? Well, one flopped out, that one flopped in. Could be two now to Josh Carney.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That is amazing to have 4 Merrylands bowls all within a foot and still be 2 down.
Yes.
Well, the orange bowls the green bowls just flopped down 2 of Heath Lewis's. So, look, on screen it looks like a definite 2 to the whites.
And there's
See some weight next door.
And there's no good real angles.
We're looking, Jay's calling for another back bowl here, so he's wanting one on the other side now of the green. So he's pretty happy with the backhand side. He now wants a back bowl on this forehand side. Jordan Thompson, is he up enough? Well, does he get down?
Not quite.
He's probably wanted another, 2 foot of weight at least there. Pretty well pointed, actually.
He's got to try and mix this up. The angles all changed with that last bowl when Peter Harris is now no longer
Sean Thompson here, big weight, trying to get a result up the middle. Well, he's just got a clip of Greg Helm's front bowl, but I think he was narrow anyway out of the hand. I reckon he was probably going under that head completely. So, but it opens up the backhand option if he likes to. You know, we do know.
No, he doesn't. He likes his forehand.
There you go. That's what I was about to say. Some players prefer a certain hand when they're playing with weight, and especially big weight.
And when you're going big weight, the forehand backhand really doesn't matter. The bowl's still going pretty straight, but he's got to go again. I think Aaron will go again with his first.
Geordie played better weight there, but he just landed that orange bowl there of Peter Harris. So a bit unfortunate, but. So we've got Aaron Sheriff up now. We're seeing having a look in there, talking to Sean about what angles. If I hit this, that'll go onto that. I love watching this talk.
Yes.
Can't quite see it on the screen, but yeah, live view. You saw Aaron's hands going everywhere, directing. If I hit there, that'll do this. And it's really good to watch that.
Yeah, I can't see any real good direct plants, so bigger weight is probably better here. He's controlled this.
Control weight here, so with his bowl being a big turning bowl, yeah, he's missed that right out of the head there, right across the head there with that. So
yeah, I can't see him getting shot unless he's coming right off Geordie's wide bowl.
Yeah,
I think everything's just all going on to the Josh's white bowls.
Jay now. He's probably trying to get that cover bowl, but I reckon Aaron Sheriff's looking down through that hole.
Yeah, I think he's got
underneath the green and yellow bowl, in that gap between the orange and the green and yellow bowl. Any touch on the green Heath Lewis bowl, and he's pretty confident for shot. But he's gone more positive here this time.
This is what I think.
He wants to try and get rid of the swing. Well, he's down well. He's got that.
And I have no idea whether... I don't think there's any touches.
I think none of them were touches.
So it might be a close measure.
Again. Definitely know that white one there was not a toucher.
And Aaron's wasn't, so I think that blue bowl of Greg's... Oh, they've left the white bowl in the ditch.
They have. One of the white bowls were a touch because Josh Carney's second bowl was an absolute bomb. Thought it was the backest bowl, though, so... It was... No, they've left it in there.
Left the white bowl in the ditch, yep. And I think Greg's blue bowl was probably getting the measure for second over the orange bowl of Merrylands.
Yeah, I favour that too, Gav.
And this is the last bowl of the end.
Well,
he's not going to be up to change it.
No, he's chasing that a good metre there, so like
might be a measure for the second. It is.
A good look at the second they are. Fair enough too. Look, that's one where a bit surprised Jay's weight wasn't at least maybe losing it there, you know. Is it a free kick? Well, at this level, probably 4 foot to draw one.
Yeah.
You would think so?
Yeah, I think it'd be a little
bit
disappointing.
You're trying to pull up on the edge of a green. It's running pretty slow.
Only the one.
It's only the one, so there you go. But it's another end to Engadine, so that's 3 on the run now for Engadine. They're only ones.
Yes. It's just the overall score, which is still blowing out. It's out to,
it is.
Well, it's not blowing out, but it's the
18 shots now.
Yeah, with only 17 to go. So they need more shots than they've got ends left.
Cody Packer still holding a 10-shot margin. Well, now it's just 10-shot margin. See the smiles amongst the players out there, Sean Thompson and Jordan Thompson. No, they're not brothers or cousins or anything. No. Banter and smiles amongst the teams, which is good to see. Look, I've got to say, that's probably the loosest bowl we've seen from the leads there. Josh Carney, metre behind, good spot. And Heath Lewis.
Oh, he's all over.
Right on tune, bang. Wish I had recorded touches tonight for the leads, because easily in double figures, I think, by now. Okay, Josh want to make a little bit of adjustment. That'll be looking pretty for him, though. We've got that jack high bowl. Oh, he's just pulled this one up short, so it's a bit of a loose end there.
Yep.
For Josh, but
which they can ill afford at this stage. So
yeah,
they'll be looking to tighten up across the three and pick up a couple of multiples on each of the three rinks, and things will tighten up, and you never know what will happen.
Lewis.
That is a fantastic set from Heath.
Isn't it right? He's just done end after end. He's two
Absolutely.
bowls like that. He'd give it every chance. If he misses that bowl, he finishes in a good home. Instead, he promotes it through, stays himself, sets the head up perfectly for his team. Whoa, just underneath there, Helmy, but again, she's in a great home.
Gave himself a little slap on the thigh there, but gee, he was just so close, and it's now set up for him to play something similar.
Peter Harry now. Get right down to that bowl. Finishes there pretty well. Smiles there on screen. Good to see. Helmy now. Well, just a little bit wide this time. Again, very good weight though by Greg Helm.
Again, yeah.
Perfect weight for a second. We talked about earlier, you know, just watch Peter Harry bowl here. Edge on that. No, misses that too, but finished in a good home. Jack McShane's just travelled back from overseas. I wonder how he's feeling tonight out there. Have you had a chat with him?
No, I didn't get to. I just saw him, congratulate him and everything else. Big smile on his face as everyone else tried to pat him on the back. I'd say he's exhausted. They only flew back in yesterday.
Yep. Jordan Thompson now. Great bowl.
Shot.
Gets the jack. Gets a little trail. Stays and holds shot. So.
But how many times, as you mentioned before, like he's jack high again, and it's looking good against him, unfortunately. He's played an absolute bomb.
Sort of call them good bad bowls, don't we? You know, it's a good bowl because you got the shot, but it's a bad bowl because it's sitting pretty for the opposition to convert.
And he knows it again. Poor bugger.
You have them games, though.
Yeah.
I know when, especially I love pairs myself. Yeah. That's my go. I love that game. Where you get to play lead and third. That's what I love myself. So many games from having a good game and finish Jack Eye. I have had a name. They've called me Jack Eye Jason a few times,
right.
You know, where you haven't been able to get the line, but you go bang, bang like that, so to speak, either side. Yeah, it's a killer, but...
Well, look, the thing is with Jordan, for example, here is his grass has been so good, like, once again, he's not leaving any gaps.
Yeah.
That's
true.
That's why he's been too good. He's either got to be right in behind it or leave a gap, and he's unfortunate not being able to do that often enough.
Yeah, so, as I said, Jackie'd be pretty tired out there, but... Shawnee... Yeah, be full of adrenaline. Well, he's changed things up there. Not sure who's got shot now.
It's got to be close.
Yeah, there's two other blokes today that had a game and won a state championship. And they were also backing up tonight for their club in Platinum Pennants. I'm sure they're a bit tired. And
yeah, well, all four of the ones in the men's final are all playing tonight. Platinum.
That's right.
East
Maitland guys.
So
big shout out there to today's, if you were watching earlier today, the champion men's pairs winners, Corey Wedlock and Aaron Tees from Warilla. They were victorious in today's champion men's pairs final over the East Maitland duo. And all four players are backing up for their clubs tonight in Platinum Pennant. So,
yes. Been a big
pretty
week
hectic
for
schedule.
Yes.
Winning a state championship and then having to back up for a Platinum Pennant. Not much time for celebration.
No, they're actually...
back into work.
Yeah, well, East Maitland, I can't remember where they are tonight, but yeah, it's local, not too far away. And Warilla are at Cabramatta I believe so.
Yeah, I think
So
that.
they did
Well, he's come down and got the jack. He's got it back to.
He's got the replay coming up here
Got
now.
it back to the Lockie bowl. It's gone off the Lockie bowl. It's turned it up. It's flopped back in.
Yeah, it's sort of back where it was.
It is, isn't it? So I think it's still 1 to Engadine. Second shot, that front dark bowl of Shaun Thompson. Aaron now.
We'll see the end of the bowl.
We will. Well, it's a bit
Hit
tight.
the short stuff.
But again, he's opened that head right up. He might have got that short bowl, but it's out of the road now.
Yeah.
Plenty more options for himself.
Yeah, I was thinking, I've just heard this from Jay, will they both go? And I believe they will. It just depends on what weight he wants to play here. And I think it's probably worth at least 3, maybe four shots. And the angles are lining up really well for him from what I saw. When this zips back to the head, we'll be able to get a better look at it. And I think he's got to play at this stage. Yeah, he gets the outside, the green bowl that's just shy. Come across, get the darker one. He could stay there for 4. And at this stage of the game, he's got to have a crack at it. I think he's a bit
Oh,
wide.
he's playing a cover shot. Looks like he's playing a cover shot. Well, maybe not even, Gav, because if it was a cover shot, you think he would have been wide and a little bit shorter.
Yeah, I
You
think...
for spring of the jack, because it looks like it's only sort of going sideways, but here we go. So, Katie, what's the next big thing? I spoke earlier, you've got the development series. What other games you got coming up pretty soon? Any pennants on?
Yeah, we have our last pennant game tomorrow at Toongabbie.
Excellent. What grade are you in there?
I'm in grade 1.
Of course.
Yes.
Stupid question, Jason. Last game, and how are you situated in the grade 1 pennant at the moment?
That's a good question, Jason. Tell him, Katie.
So, thanks, Gavin. Yeah, so
We see Aaron now with weight. Sorry, Katie.
No, you're right.
He's up
he's
and at it.
killed it.
Well, he's killed
That's
it.
well played.
So, great bowl. Go again. Yes.
Yeah, so we had an unfortunate loss to Gavin in our grade 2s in our very first match.
Oh, so you're in a combined
Yeah.
competition 1-2.
there's
So
eight-
the 2s beat the 1s.
Yeah.
How often does that happen in club level? Even in trials, it happens so often, doesn't
Yep.
it?
It's quite ironic, actually. But, yeah, so grade 2s had a pretty good knockout for the whole season, so we just couldn't catch ahead of them after
Yep.
that loss and maybe 1 or 2 more. We've done pretty well after that, but just
Yep.
the slow start at the beginning sort of knocked us out,
Ah,
unfortunately.
That's a shame. Okay, I've just quickly
Yeah.
got some live scores. Quick update around the grounds. Chatham Point and Carlingford after 55 ends. Chatham Point now up 53-43. Cabramatta and East Maitland. Well, Cabramatta have jumped out to a good lead. 59 ends, so not far off being finished. 63-36, so you would imagine Cabramatta win there. Belrose Bulls versus Warilla Gorillas, 37 ends. Warilla's up 42-28. Our next match is live on screen. St John's Park versus Mount Lewis. After 40 ends, St John's Park are now up 40-25. And in the last match, in a tight one, 51 ends gone. Wenty Leagues are up 49-45 over the Raymond Terrace Jets. If you're interested in looking at more of that, head to BowlsLink results portal, results.bowlslink.com.au. Click on Bowls New South Wales. Click on the Platinum Pennant tab and head into the match that you want to see. You can click on the match, click on the team number, and you will actually see the live scorecard of each rig you can. So that was the overall masterboard score. You can go in and actually have a look at each individual rig score. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Definitely, we'd like to see that more in our sport, I think, Jason. Go in and see those scores.
I think fours, that live scoring, I was involved using it. Well, I didn't use it. My skip used it a couple of years ago and made the over 40 state finals with me mate. Pairs, very difficult.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It really took them out of the game, trying to do that, confirm it and that. But I think singles, a marker could do it quite easily. Triples, enough players to get it done easily. And obviously fours, plenty of time to do it. I think pairs, it's a little bit of a struggle, but what a great initiative for a tool to have where me, myself, I follow bowls a lot, Gav. I don't know what you guys, I'm a bit of a tragic. I follow lots of games. I follow, the Queensland stuff, anything.
And so many times you got to see end results, but it's so good, you know, to be able to quickly duck in and go, oh, what's the update of this? What's the update of that? This live scoring is a great initiative.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing it used more.
Great bowl there from 𝗣𝗟𝗩𝗘, and I think Greg's pretty close, so he's running the front. The other thing I like too, like I love watching all the live streams from all around the place, but you can also then get on your phone and see the live score updates. That's what I quite like.
Yep, most definitely.
All around the country.
Yep, most definitely. Okay, 𝗣𝗟𝗩𝗘 now. Looking to get in underneath that. He's close here, Gavin.
Yeah,
He's got another one in there.
Yeah.
Well,
That is sensational.
and, well,
He's got the arms up. He's cheering to the crowd.
he's a crowd pleaser, Pete. He's obviously a favourite son here, and Gav mentioned that earlier, so...
He's also on our board of directors. He's
Yeah.
a wonderful club man.
Look at this for a reply. Oh, a little
Great
bit unlucky
shot.
there, but...
He's got the shot out of it.
Did he get the shot out of it?
Yeah, that's Greg's in behind.
It is too. That's Greg Helm Bowl, so great result there, Geordie Thompson. Sean now. Well, sure, Sean will be given this every chance. Well, it looks like he's playing a dead draw. I thought there might have been an option for a little bit of positivity underneath there, maybe, but...
Yeah, he won't be happy with being short there.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of positive weight underneath that shorter bowl and maybe getting onto the wall of the other two.
Yeah, I didn't see what Aaron
not
called him,
massive,
so yeah, but maybe Aaron was looking for one just in amongst it and then played himself.
Well, this is pretty well pointed. If it's got the run, is it going to
it
run all the
has.
way up?
Tucked
all the
in
way to the
behind.
jack, tucks in.
Shot, Geordie.
Great shot, Geordie. Okay.
Jordan and my son Tom played state juniors for New South Wales together.
Seeing some positive weight here. Up and
got
at
the
him, and
cannon.
we got the kill. Beautiful shot. Good hit there, Sean Thompson. So, another dead end by Merrylands when they've been under the pump. Played the weight, and they've got the results.
Tomo's forehand runner, he loves it.
He's a forehand runner.
Yeah.
There you go. There's some other players listening to other commentators and other matches. Kane Nelson is a backhand man.
Yep.
He's a gun at it, probably one of the best, they reckon.
Yeah, right.
Backhand's his go-to, and there's other players that I mentioned, like as I said earlier, when they play them big weighted shots, they don't care how the head's set up. They pick a hand and stay on that hand for the big weight. So, just say Shorty Thompson's a forehand runner man. So.
Yeah, well, when they're going that quick, they're going straight, so it really doesn't particularly matter which hand you're playing.
That's exactly right.
As long as they're coming out of the hand good.
Exactly right. What do you prefer, Katie?
Oh, that's a really tough question, honestly. I do usually like my backhand. I feel like it's more comfortable.
Yep.
But I have been seeing some better results on my forehand lately.
There you go.
So it's a bit of a toss-up. I definitely can't send them that quick, though, so I don't really know what you guys are talking about with the straight bowls. Mine will definitely bend. So it's more so which hand's easier to play at the time for me.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough, too.
But I do personally have a favour for backhand.
Yeah.
Well, your drives are quicker than mine, so...
Yeah.
Great start again from Josh.
He's left the gap this time, too.
Yes.
Heath staring this one down. It's pretty well pointed. Yeah, great bowling there,
Yeah, always happy with that.
for sure. As I said earlier, it's not always about getting the shot. Positional bowls, great for your rest of your team coming behind you. Josh here would want to probably have a couple of feet of weight after his first. Well, he's got the edge of that rolled in. Well done. Well, now there's no gap. So he'll be upset with himself.
It's unlucky he didn't roll another half a bowl.
Heath now. Well, tightened it up. So dropped the weight too. So, well, opportunity here for Engadine now. Big chance here for Greg to put some pressure on Merrylands, sorry.
Yeah, I think he'll be trying to change it up a bit.
Yeah,
he's got the weight
exactly.
to try and do it.
Well, he's got the edge off of that. Come across. He would have loved to have got right down to the inside Josh Carney bowl.
Little toucher would have been great. Unfortunately, he's got the wicket made it a bit wider again.
So 𝗣𝗟𝗩𝗘 can afford to be very confident up in here. Good wall in there to sit on. He's pointed pretty well now.
Yeah.
Just all down to the run. It looks pretty good, I tell ya. And the locals are up again. Great bowl, 𝗣𝗟𝗩𝗘.
Mostly Cheryl Gillard. She's the one making all the noise. Wife of former chairman of the board, Ray Gillard, who really brought the professionalism to the Merrylands club over decades. As we see Greg up yet again.
Yeah, just missed wide there.
Giving it
Unfortunate.
chances.
Unfortunate. Peter's going to get all the way back this time. But, look, 2 shots there at the moment. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one, no, the white one
Oh,
second.
sorry, the white one
Josh,
second,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, well, with 20 down with 12 to go.
Well, Jordan holds that line. Just swung out. Well, something on here, Nelly, for Engadine that, like, but Engadine really need to start playing some manufactured shots and manufacturing something that is not maybe there.
Yeah.
That can sometimes be dangerous, but Sean Thompson, well,
Look, I think their main goal is to try and get Jack Lewis's rink up over Fergo with only 4 shots in that.
yeah, most definitely.
Get themselves a point out of that. There's not that much in it this particular game if they can get a couple of
They
multiples.
can get down off of that and get... Oh, you must have just
There's
missed the
obviously a
top of
gap
that,
there.
Jack. Yeah. So, that Jack is about 3 inches in front of that orange bowl, right on the line.
Tyler doesn't like this one.
Well, does he not like it?
The way he reacted, but it's not a bad position to be in. All right, Jake. I think you've got to try and move these 2 bowls or just trail that Jack for 3 or 4.
Yeah, crunch time. Look, 12 ends to go, 20 shots. Big ask, but I guess from an Engadine perspective, you know, you're wanting to see some back-end fight here.
100%. And look, there's only 4 ends to go on this rink. 6 shots. Jay gets 3 multiples out of the 4 ends. He's a chance, and he's close to moving this Jack.
Oh, he's just slid under.
But he does have 3 right there next to each other.
He does, doesn't he?
So it's on again.
So I think Aaron's looking to just draw one in on top of that pack would be really good.
Yeah, and he's done that.
He got the run enough though, Gav.
Oh,
Well,
probably counts.
Probably does.
Squeeze that through there, Joe, and you'll have a few. This angle will help us out a bit, I think.
He's looking a lot quicker for
Jay's
this one.
going quicker here. He's let it go. Well, he's come down. He's got the kill. That's a pretty good result.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knowing that they need shots. Trying to play that little funny shot, move Jack a few inches to pick up a number. It's hard on a green like this.
Aaron's last bowl took away the shot for the trail for 3 or 4.
Yep.
That was the shot to play with the weight there, and got the kill and gives himself another chance. He's walking up the green again, so he's looking for another short one. Giving himself options to kill yet again.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Easily.
Look,
yep.
Love these tactics. It's all about giving your team every single chance, you know. At 20 shots with 12 to play, mathematically it's not over, but it's also about giving yourself every chance to get those shots. You know, pretty hard at this level. I've seen it before. Bowls is a funny game.
Yes, exactly. If Engadine can manufacture a point and a half from here to the end, I think that's job done from here.
For Merrylands, though, they'd be wanting to push on here and finish their back end really strong.
Absolutely.
No use going to sleep now.
Yep.
Going to sleep in the back end can
And they'll be
maybe hurt you in future games.
It is, and they'll be trying to set a standard where everyone goes, well, Merrylands undefeated. They're coming to our backyard, so Merrylands will be wanting to put 20 shots on the next sides that they're playing to.
Yeah, great opening bowls there by the leads. Both missing just behind, but great spots. See next door, some big weight being played there by Jack Lewis. Got a result of some sort too. Yeah, like big chance here for Merrylands to really set an example and go, you know what, let's win these majority of these last few ends. Make a statement. Yep. We're here for this title.
As I mentioned before, they're all away games from here, so
exactly right.
They want to put that pressure on.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think anyone fears anyone at this level, but you do try and dominate to try and show that leading into final series, which isn't that far away.
He's just put on an absolute clinic tonight, Heath has. As I said, this lead battle's been very, very good. I think Heath's just got a little bit of the edge the last 3 to 4 ends, though.
Yeah, I think
just
the first half of the game was pretty even.
So Greg Helm, though, good reply here. Oh, he's just slid on under. Finishing a very good home. Across to 𝗣𝗚𝗩𝗘 now. See if he can keep this crowd vocal and get another one nice and close. 3 ends in a row. I'll tell you what, he's not far off here. We might hear a roar. Is he up? Well, we've got a half a roar. It wasn't a full one, but there was a little bit out there. Look at the smile on the band.
He loves it.
Okay, Helmy now. It's just a little wide. You can cut that one across. Not bad at all.
Yeah, not a bad result. The middle rink between Fergo and Jack Lewis has tightened up to a 3-shot game, so that's a good chance for a point over there for Engadine as we see Harry come down in the area again. Close, Tomo.
Very close.
Very good, Jordan.
Oh, Jordan Thompson. Still 1 to 𝗣𝗚𝗩𝗘 with that front orange bowl. There's still plenty of bowls action happening this weekend. Tomorrow, come to you live from Mount Lewis. We have Belrose versus Mount Lewis we do tomorrow. Well, you might look at the ladder and see them towards the bottom. Sometimes they're matches that are absolute crackers, and there's plenty of pride still to play for amongst them all. This season isn't over either.
Definitely. And I think you were saying before Belrose was up in tonight's game.
I think they were slightly down on the last
they were playing
update.
Warilla, weren't they? Yes,
Yeah.
they were down a bit,
Yeah.
And Mount Lewis was down a bit behind St John's Park, so yeah, they've got it all to play for tomorrow.
Most definitely. A lot of respect and a lot of pride amongst a lot of these clubs. So that's live tomorrow from, I think they've got an earlier start time.
Right.
Check the BowlsLink results portal. It will tell you. I think originally it was supposed to be 6 p.m. I think it's been brought forward. So check out BowlsLink results portal, though. And then Sunday we'll be coming to you live from East Maitland. We head up to East Maitland Sunday morning as they take on... I should have known this already, shouldn't I?
On your way towards the State Women's Carnival, is it you got up there, Joseph?
After Sunday, East Maitland are playing actually Carlingford they have, so that should be a good game. Both teams have been surprised back. East Maitland are sitting 3rd at the moment too. So,
yes.
So that'll be interesting, that game on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Yes, and then that sees me head back, make my way back home to Yamba, and I am stopping into some clubs on the way home to do my role with Bowls Australia and do some club support. So Aaron's just a bit wide there. Yeah, got a couple of clubs to catch up with. Aim to drop into... I'm actually going to Harrington Bowling Club to catch up with their CEO and talk to them about a couple of initiatives and resources that we have with Bowls Australia and how it can help their club. But I'm going to take the opportunity... Well, he was half a bowl tight there. Yeah, but I'm going to take the opportunity to drop into Foster too and see Sarah Boddington and Jason Morse there and check out the State Women's Carnival.
Yep.
You know, might as well take the opportunity while I'm going through that way. So
I noticed Harrington had at least 3 sides in the state pennant finals recently. Yeah. Pretty impressive effort.
And then I'll make my way home to Yamba and do a bit of paperwork.
Right.
Catch up. I started making my way down here yesterday and dropped into Newcastle yesterday and saw a few clubs, caught up with a few.
I think Jay's made 3 shots here.
Yeah, I think you're right too, Gav. So
this.
See, Aaron and Sean looking at what's happening next door. No, they're not.
Yeah, there was a big bowl. I couldn't see who played it. It was an Engadine player. I don't know if it was the second or the third. Who's put the jack in the ditch from about 12 metres short of the ditch. So it went straight back into it and sat right on it.
Sat right on it. And I tell you what, Jack Lewis
has just drawn
a second one.
So it might have been Callum Murray who put the jack in the ditch.
Yeah, I believe that's who it was.
Okay.
And we got a...
Aaron now. Well, he's just turning.
Well, it's going to be a couple, I believe, to Engadine. I haven't seen the fingers as yet.
Well,
I saw a hand go up. I don't know if it was 2 or 3. I think it might have only been the 2, but that puts them within 4 shots.
the good thing is that both our seconds and our skippers have updated the board at every single end. So great work as they're updating it now. That's 2 shots.
Yep, so it's 4 shots the difference with 3 to play.
Yep.
So Engadine are in striking distance on 2 of the 3 rinks.
Most definitely. So that Cody Packer rink there is 19-8 after 18 ends, 3 ends to play. I think that the other 2 rinks, big chance for Engadine there to pick up a couple of points.
Yes, they'd be 2 vital points, as we were talking earlier. We do expect the table to be quite tight. Another great start there from Josh Carney.
Brilliant shooting, Josh Carney.
And that's forced Heath onto his forehand. He's played the backhand all the time. And why wasn't he playing forehand all game?
Wow. Heath Lewis. Come on down. I'm going to say it again. This match on this rink has been all about the leads.
Oh, yes.
It really has, with a bit of brilliance in there from the skips. Don't get me wrong, the seconds and thirds have done their jobs too, but look at this reply. He's just shaved it. Finishes in a great home. Set up well now. Yeah, a few highlights on here I think we'll see again, especially from the leads perspective.
Yeah, I think Heath really enjoyed that first bowl. I nearly saw him smile, actually.
Wow, and look at that for his second bowl. Made sure he was behind.
Yeah, on a good angle again.
Again, Helmy. It's a little wide there, but give it every chance to get down.
Well, Jack
get a result.
Jack Lewis is back within a single shot of David Ferguson with 2 to play. It's going to be a big finish over there.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that for sure.
And Wayne Rudiger against Cody Packer has just played an absolute bomb.
Well, there's a few getting rolled out over there too, Gavin.
Yeah.
There's a, well.
Looks like they've rolled a handful out.
We'll wait and see. As they're down with a measure, it looks like they've rolled 4 out. Could be measuring for 5. Okay, Greg Helm now. Does he get back from there? What an effort. And finishes in a very, very good home. Well, there's a whole hand up there, plus a thumb.
Was it? Oh, I don't know.
I might be wrong, but let's see. We'll see. Wait for the update on the screen there.
Well, that actually brings the big board back into it.
Well, if that is 6, even if it's 5, that's massive.
Yeah.
Well, Peter Harry finishes well there. Just a little wide, but bowl behind. That's a 5, so there we go. So it was 5 to Wayne Rudiger rink. So, wow, that tightens up the big board too.
Yeah, that definitely does. 11 shots with 7 to play.
Oh.
That was a good effort there from Jordan.
Very good effort. Good
Much
weight, wasn't
better
it?
position too.
Wow, they've got to Good track right down to that shot bowl now.
Yep.
53-42. Well, it's 11 shots now.
7
to
go.
play.
Yep.
Get our maths right here soon.
This might change things up.
Ooh,
No,
he's got fresh air all the way through, and he was probably quite fortunate to get that.
And the Ferguson Lewis rink, which is 1 shot for 2 to go, that is the other end of the green from us, the head. So I can't tell what's going on over there.
Geordie.
Oh, this is going to be.
I'll tell you what, that is a great bowl. Jordan Thompson, come on down. Jordan Thompson's if we go back, his last 4 or 5 ends have been absolutely superb.
Yes.
He's really stepped up the last few ends when his team's needed, and he's played many shots like this. He has the last 4 or 5 ends, so well done. Probably turn that around into 3 shots now.
Oh, yes, yeah. And over on that Ferguson rink, we've just seen Jack McShane put the Jack in the pit.
Sean Thompson up and at this, straight through for Jack, gets a bounce. Well,
1 down, which is a great result.
1 down is the indication. Well, good result. He was looking at 3 down there. Very well executed. Down for the Jack. Once you got that, anything's going to happen, but he's got a good result. Cut the count back.
That's definitely what matters at this point of the game.
Yeah. Engadine on a bit of a run now, so that's a pretty big bowl by Sean Thompson.
Absolutely.
You know? Seen a few shots being dropped there over the last few ends across the green, so...
I do believe that Jack McShane's almost on top of the Jack in the ditch, though.
I think he's about a bowl and a half off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking at the pegs.
Well, gets down through that gap. Well, he's got a little edge. Jay Bruce.
He rolls over.
Look, I think that's good enough for a second.
It's in the area.
It is in the area. He just shaved off that front one.
Oh, geez, hitting that fat would have been brilliant.
Well,
for him too.
maybe he just went through on that camera
on that
angle.
yeah.
I've got Aaron looking at it. He knows that there's a bit of a momentum shift here, and looking on screen there, he's looking across the other rink. So
yeah, he's watching Lurch's bowl, so I believe they're trying to knock a bowl near the ditch in to make a fair few.
Yep.
So they're going to turn over for the skips now as well.
And this is all part of teams and sides games.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a look at what the next rink's doing, where they're situated. It could change the shot that you want to play.
Absolutely.
It's not gamesmanship or anything. It's purely part of our game.
Yep.
You know, they're allowed to do it. You are playing as 3 rinks. You're not an individual four people on one rink. You're playing as 12 players. So.
Yep.
Okay, Aaron up and at this with some weight. He's pointed this very well. Gets some Jackie square, cut it out. Well, Sean Thompson's happy with it.
It's hard to tell which is the Heath's green ones and which is the green and yellow ones. So there's 2 orange ones.
Either way, I think it's at least it's definitely one to Merrylands. I think, Gav, if not 2.
And I would expect both these skips to be able to draw inside those as well. Both had good games.
Yeah, most definitely. Jay's wanting this to pull up a little bit by his body language.
Yeah,
well,
it's going to.
That's a good bowl. Well done. A little bit of room there still.
Actually, I'm sure that green bowl near it is Heath's bowl. So this bowl of Jay's may be worth 3.
Yeah, but there's a lot of room for a player of Jay Bruce's ability. I'd imagine Aaron's.
Jay's played his last one.
Oh, sorry,
So
yeah.
I think Aaron is. Oh, looking at that angle, that might be 4 or 5 seconds.
I reckon Aaron Sheriff is going to have a look at this. He's 1 down now. There's nothing that can go worse for him.
Yeah.
By having a crack at this. If he's got 4 or 5 seconds, look, never say never, but how do you get all 4 or 5 out? You know?
Oh, yeah.
You're not with that setup. Gets that Jay Bruce bowl out and can really put some number pressure back on that board again.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of room for him to draw. It's just, if it is worth 4, I'm sure he's going to go for it.
We're going to find out.
Yeah, he's lining up with big weight.
Yeah, he's going with big weight. He's going for it.
He's got it.
Well, he's edged it out.
Shot.
Neat. Aaron Sheriff absolutely nailed it. And, well, no, it's only 2.
Is it? Yeah, wow.
So, I'm thinking that white bowl there of Engadine's must be
the
third.
I thought the orange ones might have got inside it.
So it's only 2, but what a great bowl. 2 shots is brilliant. So, saw Aaron's leak a couple of shots the last few ends, but that's Aaron Sheriff's put a stop to that. So got that margin now out to 6 with 2 to play on his rink.
Yeah, and I think David Ferguson's picked up one shot in the middle, so I think that may be 20 to 18 on 20.
Yeah, that is correct. We had Jack Lewis almost dead draw right to the ditch, but unfortunately Jack's bowl was just a bit too close.
So Engadine's still in a good position to get a point, if not a couple. They've got a couple of ends to go over there on both the rinks that they're close to.
Five ends, 14 shots diff.
Good start here from Josh
Carney.
Carney. Tony Wood on the other rink from Merrylands has put 2 beauties on it.
Okay. Go around the grounds with a score update. We'll just watch the end of this Heath Lewis bowl. He's just pulling up short, so... Okay, we've got a couple of matches completed. Tarrant Point versus Cullingford Koalas. Tarrant Point was successful 62 to 48. And the other match completed, 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗧𝗓 versus East Maitland. 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗔 was successful in a very resounding victory, 68 to 39. Belrose versus Warilla, still fairly tight, 37-48, so 11 shots after 46 ends, so still 17 ends to play there. This game is live on your screen. St John's Park versus Mount Lewis. St John's Park, 50 to 28 after 49 ends. So St John's Park have put the foot down there.
That's blown out a bit, yeah.
And in the final match, Wenny Leagues versus Raymond Terrace. Wenny Leagues are up 56-53 with after 60 ends, 3 to play. So 3 shots with 3 to go. Anything can happen there yet. East Maitland going down tonight. They were sitting in 3rd spot too. Second.
Second, yes.
Sorry,
with only
second.
one loss.
Yeah.
Might have had a couple of tired players from playing the final of the champion pairs today.
True.
Actually, a lot of their players came down and watched the end of their match too, which was good of them to see.
Yeah.
It travelled down early.
Right, Peter Harry now. Crowd favourite. Does he get right down here, Gav?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's played very good weight, hasn't he? They finished in a very good home.
Jack McShane's put the jack in the pit again. Oh, he actually killed it. That's over on the second rink, David Ferguson versus Lewis. So they're going to replay that one as we see Greg Helm's last bowl of this match. No, sorry, you've got another end to go.
Another end to go still, yeah.
Last end of this end.
So, one for Engadine at this stage. Sean Thompson, big opportunity here. Can afford to be up. You know, it's again, Josh Carney's got that jack high bowl, so to speak.
And he's turned his back on it.
He has, so.
And there are 2 Merrylands bowls just in behind, so yes.
Right.
Every reason to be up.
Hey, Geordie now. Again, he can afford to be up probably and trying to change his head up. He's just gone under there. I just give him a rap before too.
Yeah, I was just about to say his second half of this match has been brilliant. Then commentator's curse again.
Okay, Sean now.
Well, he's up, but is he just going to be
Time,
crashing?
isn't he? Well, he's got the gap all the way through and finishing a pretty good home again.
Once again.
All right. Well, this is a lot better pointed. Just got to get all the way down now. Turn that bowl down.
Turn it in.
Yeah. Well, good bowl, but bigger target, I think. for the opposition.
Just under a bowl width gap.
Yeah, look, we're getting pretty pedantic about everything here, but you have to when they're playing at this level, you know. That there is quite an inviting target for someone like 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗏 to draw to play positive
through
too.
the gap.
He's got a turning bowl too, so you wouldn't think it'd come down through that gap.
Yeah.
You know, which is another little intricate thing about our game. Those turning bowls don't get through gaps like that.
The Merrylands players are
Look at
very
this.
interested. Yeah, he
Well,
turned one out.
He did.
And on that middle rink, it is Engadine holding 2 shots. So that's just after the lead's played.
Right. Just to get right back now.
Yeah, that shouldn't be enough to count, I think, Jay. Looks like it to me.
Well, that's two very much needed. Like,
𝗥𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗗's just drawn the shot in the middle rink.
dead set 2 down, and just he's been killing ends, trailing jacks, drawing them dead cold over there in the middle rink, and there's a reason why he's a world champion at 19 years of age.
Nice to have him at second killing ends before you're putting jacks in the pit, isn't it?
Yeah, what a luxury for Merrylands to have that. Okay, Aaron, looks just like he's down for a draw here. Well, is he up enough, Gav? I'm not
I
sure.
don't think so. No, he's going to pull up shy.
Well, here's a bit of an opportunity now, but, wow, where that's finished, the opportunity might be gone. I could see a little push trail of Jack for a possible 4 there.
Exactly.
We're trying to bring that Josh Carney white bowl into the count, but it may be still on underneath the Sheriff bowl, but there's risk. But I think at this stage of the game, Engadine need risk. Although Jay Brewster's looking at something on the forehand here.
Well, he can get well around Aaron's last bowl and make 3rd shot still. He is looking underneath.
𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗏's just dropped another bomb in there right on the jack.
Fergo's just smiling.
It's like, mate, play second for me every day of the week.
Yes.
I think Jack might have said, hang on, maybe you can play second for me in future.
It's a good luxury to have.
Oh, brilliant.
Followed up by Lurch and Fergie.
Oh, yeah, Lurch is in that ring too. There you go. Okay, so a lot of conversation going on here, and Jay's having a look at scores. I think he's looked at the master board and gone, well, maybe that's gone, but what can we do for our own rink? So he's brought Greg in for the conversation. I like this.
Yeah.
Not just the skip and the third, but let's bring the whole lot in.
So he needs 5 shots to tie. Sorry, 6 to tie. Two ends.
He's holding 2 at the moment.
Yes.
We think 2 anyway.
Yep.
Definitely 1.
So what he's looking for is Greg's short bowl onto Peter Harry's orange bowl.
Merrylands boys are up here in the crowd.
If he gets that plant and stays, he could stay for 5.
Front bowl in front of the orange bowl. Who owns it?
That's Greg's.
That's Greg. So if that stays in the
Engadine bowl.
count...
So I can see what they're calling. He's looking at the inside edge of this of the green bowl on the right-hand side. You can only see half an inch of it.
No, he doesn't have to move that one. So he's looking straight onto the blue bowl.
Oh, straight up and through.
Through the orange.
Okay. I thought he might have been looking for the boom, but... Yeah, up and through Greg's bowl, the orange out, probably stay for 4 or 5.
It would make 5, yes, if he gets it all with the right weight.
And this is what he's trying to do. Is he going to get down enough?
He's not, but...
Well, he got a Sean Thompson bowl up, but...
That didn't change anything, so it should be 2.
I think it's definitely... Yeah, Mule was definitely 1. The second one's tight.
It is 2.
Sean's giving it away. 2 it is, so...
Giving him a chance.
4 shots needed on the last end.
Just to your right of screen is the head before the skippers play their bowls. Actually, there's still a bowl from the 3rd to play in that Ferguson-Lewis rink. And the head is very tight. There's about 6 bowls within a mat length. 6 bowls within a mat width.
Yeah, I could see 2 𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗏 bowls right on top of it 2 minutes ago.
Yes.
Now I have no idea.
Can't see the jack in this position. But so that is all very interesting. As we see Josh Carney's first bowl of the last end. And another good starter from him.
That is cracking.
Yeah, sound like a broken record, but loving it. So Lurch has one bowl left. I think Engadine's third. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡 has one bowl left.
11 shots, 3 ends to play on the big board. Engadine's going to do everything.
From Heath.
Yes.
Look, Engadine's going to do everything to chase his 11 shots in 3 ends, I think. Pretty hard.
Yes.
But they're going to be up and at it and giving themselves chances.
Well,
worth every shot, I reckon.
Yeah, I think they got
look
a
at
good
that.
chance.
Rudiger rink has come back really well.
They're a real good chance of 1.5 points.
Josh Carney gets down nicely. Well,
It's finishing a good home anyway.
Yes.
It's one of them games, as you said, they're good chance for 1.5, maybe 2 points. Yeah, they're a chance of 0 as well, though.
That's right, exactly. It's one of those finishes.
It's a tight finish, isn't it?
It's another good bowl, I think. Oh, no, he's just going to get around, but good weight in behind there.
I was giving away the master board there 5 or 6 ends ago, and in a way, it's still hard and very difficult for Engadine, but see one of those big counts that they've got recently come in now, and could be interesting. Greg Helm now. To get down to the Josh Carney bowl, he does, so he's finished pretty well.
Yeah, well, it's 2 bowls near each other. That's what they need.
That's exactly right. Grouping bowls to give yourself an opportunity to get that count.
Exactly. That middle rink, I can't see what's going on there. Having a big long chat. It's 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡 to play his last bowl at third as we see Peter Harry draw the 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗏.
Wow, and tuck it away.
Well, he's got it well, but
he'd like it to fall over.
It's two to Merrylands. But it's one of them good bad twos. Helmy now can afford to be. Pos, I tell you what, he's very close here. If he just gets past that front Josh Carney bowl, he's got the edge of it.
He's got it anyway.
Fortunate, but good weight.
Well, he would have been close if he missed it anyway.
If he misses it clean.
I think actually more than close. I think he was all over it.
Yeah, most definitely. So, Peter Harry now, giving this every chance. Well, does he get the luck as well? He just got it a little bit harder, fatter.
𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡's just killed it over there on the middle rink. That's the Ferguson-Lewis rink. So they're replaying yet another end.
Packer and Rudiger are on their last end. Have they completed? No, they
just
have.
Finished.
Didn't see what happened there.
Didn't see what happened on that last end, but
there's not much noise from either side.
So that's
Geordie's close again.
Well, it's unlucky there. So we'll just wait for the scoreboard to be updated. Seconds will do their scores in the live scoring app. Get updated on our screen, but we do know Cody Packer and Wayne Rudiger have completed their rink. Just waiting for the result. Sean Thompson, great bowl, well done. Give it every chance. He might have been holding shot, but he changed the head up a bit.
Very happy
made it look different, and now they got one back and in a good spot. That Heath Lewis bowl is in a perfect spot now.
It's looking difficult to see where the multiples are going to come for Engadine now. Needs to sit and stay off.
Yeah, well, that's put that in behind. So I was thinking, well, there could be big weight here, looking for kills.
Yeah, I think that's
good angle for it was kill. 1 to Rudiger there, so 10 shots, 2 to play. Still very, very hard, but these guys are really looking to sew up their rinks now. Trying to get a rink point. Sean Thompson, bit of more insurance at the back. I think we're going to see some weight here from Jay.
Yeah, there's good angles to kill, so
yep.
I think that's the best option for him. 2 good bowls from Tony Wood over in the middle rink. But still one down. So young Lachlan Thompson on that middle rink. Jordan's brother has just made 2 shots, sitting Tony Woods out. That is the rink where Engadine can best set to get a point back. Holding 2 after the leads as we see the attempt at a kill.
Bruce Big here
and
through.
He's done it. Absolutely.
And he's
killed
got
it.
the result. He's killed the end.
Aaron's calling for the bowls to come back as we watch
He
this
has
replay. And that was a great bowl.
Yeah. We saw straight away too. Aaron Sheriff's gone, nah, I want the bowls back. And we know in the rules that the skippers, if agree, they can play to back to where the bowls were delivered to. But the laws say if one doesn't agree, it goes back to where you started that
Exactly.
end. So I think Aaron's seen something, especially playing back in this direction, that might be advantageous to Merrylands as well.
There was only 2 bowls left. Now, most people would carry those 2 bowls up and not send the other ones back. But yes, he's obviously seen something in this direction that he likes to finish at.
Yeah. Which is strange because they're playing away from where their bowls bags are. You don't see that. Most bowls would go, you beauty, let's play back towards where our bowls bags are. Well, we see a very, very short one in here. It's definitely legal length, but probably
And over in the middle rink, Engadine holding 2, but they've got Jack McShane driving again.
He's got the jack
got
as
it
well,
again.
but it's stayed in. It's sort of jammed. He's got that with very heavy weight, but it's sort of jammed and only gone through a metre. And then his bowl's gone through. So he's opened it right up there, Jack has. Josh Carney here. Very, very good opener. 56-46, last end on 2 of our rinks. Jay Bruce needing 4 shots here for a draw and salvage half a point. Jack Lewis and Dave Ferguson there. 2 shots needed to Engadine to salvage half a point.
Yep.
At least.
And on that middle rink, Engadine has held the 2 shots they needed for the point on 2 ends in a row. Before Jack McShane come up to the bat.
Josh
and change
Carney
things.
pretty well down. Well,
Would have liked that through another couple of feet.
Yeah. When you're chasing shots, those short ones there are definitely not what the doctor asked for, so to speak. But look, he has played very, very well up front.
Absolutely.
Not taking anything away from him. Heath Lewis, given both his bowls a chance, knowing Engadine are chasing shots. So he's set up the back end for... He's given his own team a chance. All right, let's get in trail Jack before him. You know, get it away from them, their bowls. Greg Helm, every chance. Very good home.
Don't mind that because there's a good chance that Merrylands going to try and get it back that far.
Nathan Rice has drawn shot over there in the middle rink. He's about 12 inches short.
Yes, and Wes Falconer has got the second shot for Engadine over there.
Peter Harry. Whoa.
It's a good shot too.
It is in a very good home. Yes, everyone. I want to have a look at the ladder. As we see Greg Helm come down here. He's close here.
Yeah.
Contact on the Josh Carney bowl's good. Well, that's probably 2 shots there, I think, now.
He's 2. Covered up a bit too.
If you want to have a look at the ladder, go to the Bowls Link results portal. Go to Bowls New South Wales. Click on Platinum Pennant. And in one of the tabs up the top, it will have ladder. Click on that and you'll see the ladder. All right. Pete just underdone with his line, but what he's done is he's fattened that head up a little bit more now. It looks a lot better now for Merrylands. To want to play an attacking shot, change things up if they need to.
I think Jordan got good weight to move things around here too. It's just
He'd
whether
love
he
to
gets
miss
back.
that front one and get back to the orange. He's very close, isn't he? What an effort.
And what's going on over in the middle rink? Merrylands is holding 1 shot. And we have 2 bowls to come from Jack Lewis and 1 more from David Ferguson as we see a bit of a change up here.
Well, there's
Tomo.
a change up. Great bowl by Tomo. Spits the jack out. Peter Harry now has shot.
Obviously Engadine will be looking for multiples here and I don't know how they're going to do it.
Not now. It's very hard, isn't it?
Yes.
That's made it harder with Geordie dropping short too, so...
Oh, and Jack Lewis has moved the jack.
Wow,
Mate,
what's that done?
I think he's made shot with 𝗣𝗟𝗩𝗘𝗡. It's just whether he's went through to get the second, so that's going to be very interesting. Dave Ferguson's only got one bowl left.
Okay, Sean Thompson now. Give this every chance. A trail won't hurt Merrylands here. It'll be really good, actually. But he's finished at a nice home. He's got right under. Hasn't made a wall at all. So
I think there's only one option, and that is to Jay to have another crack at it. The way he's nodding, I'd say that's probably what he's thinking.
Got to, don't you? But what Sean did there was not make it fatter for him, and got right in underneath. Left nice big gap there, so all you've got is a one-jack target.
Yes, exactly. Jay's good enough to hit it, though. He's got 2 cracks at it, too.
But no use making it easier for him by fattening it up, though, is there?
No, exactly.
Here he goes. He lets it go. Yeah, he's close. Inside edge. Whoa. Very, very good effort. We see this on the replay. Looking for the kill. For a second there, he was going to get the inside edge of the jack, and it just missed it. I think at that speed, he got any touch on jack, it was a kill.
Oh, yes.
So,
and at the same time, in the background there, Dave Ferguson changed things up again over in that middle rink, and I think it is still one.
That's one to Engadine over there.
Yep, and where's 𝗣𝗟𝗩𝗘𝗡𝗏?
So Engadine are looking for a second one. Well, this is the last bowl on that rink too, so chance for a drawn rink here. But they're looking for a chance for winning the rink. As Jay Bruce goes big again, he gets the jack and does get the kill. Great shot. And keeps this match alive. And keeps this rink alive.
Now I'm going to commentate over the top of this replay, because on the next rink over, we have Jack Lewis liking what he's seeing here. Needs to roll a bowl for a couple, and he's
got his own bowl for a roll. So
which didn't knock anything out. I think it's one shot to Engadine, I would believe, which gives the shaking hands. Yes, it is one. The signal is one to Engadine. So David Ferguson wins 2019.
Look at that, 2019, one shot in it. Here, 19-15, 4 shots in it. Look, we could have a really tight match, but have a 10-0 result.
Yes. There was one of those last week, from memory. It was the 𝗟𝗡𝗩𝗘𝗏 game. Carlingford won 10-0. Yeah, and I think there was only 10 shots around about in that game as well.
Quite interesting how it can happen. So, look, big board's gone, 9 shots now. So, for Jay Bruce, which it's always been about on this last end, trying to get that 4 shots and maybe getting half a point. Get to 5 and get the point.
That'd be the bonus.
Okay, we have some live score updates. Another match finished. And a completed match. Wenny Leagues versus Raymond Terrace Jets. Now, last time it was Raymond Terrace behind by 3 shots. After 63 ends, Raymond Terrace have got up 58-57.
Whoa.
So that's a very, very good tight match. So congratulations to the Jets there. Much needed win for them.
Yes, that was a good comeback. They were a bit behind at times.
They were. Well done. Yeah, they come up against a red hot Warilla at Warilla, mind you. Last week it was quite a one-sided affair when you looked at the result. And a surprising one. Raymond Terrace are full of stars.
Oh, yeah.
2 good opening bowls there by Josh. 2 shots, but don't think it'll stay like that.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he's going to make 2 shots out of this. It's my call.
Yeah, well, he can afford to give it every chance and be up, can't he? Finds that gap in underneath.
No, he's run away.
He's run away wide, but give it the chance with the weight.
Not much to be upset about, though. He's still got 3 people behind him, and he's put 2 foot behind.
Exactly, yeah.
Most definitely. Helmy, watch this one. He'd love to turn that. Yeah, that changes the look of it, and that's makes it a little bit harder to get to now. Peter Harry. That backhand, well, he can get edge off of that bowl, or he can draw
so
close.
What a
draw
shot.
it cold. Peter Harry, come on down. Could be in the hot shots.
Yeah, he can play.
One of the local favourites, Peter Harry, director of the club here.
Got over the top being the mate.
Took him till N63, but he's produced one.
He just got over the top of me at the major singles too, Jason.
Oh, did he?
25-3. He probably gave me the 3-2, by the way.
All right, here we go. Pete with his second bowl. Maybe the last of the night, but we have seen this replayed. I tell you what, he's down well. Great bowl on there, Pete. Good bad bowl, fattened it up nicely for the opposition. They're licking their lips. But the crowd are pretty happy to see two of Pete's bowls, within 6 inches of the jack. That's good shooting. Good shooting.
Oh, it is. Look, I think Tomo will be, as in not Jordan who's playing at the moment, but Sean Thompson. I think he'll be trying to change it up.
That's unfortunate, yeah. Jordan's got the edge of that, so it's not quite.
It does leave Engadine with a good couple seconds, though.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, just got to sit that bowl through for 4.
Well, they've got to play tighter now because there's options. Even if they're really tight onto the white, it can come back that way, can't
that's
it?
Exactly
so
right.
Nothing for wide here.
Yep.
For Engadine.
Unlike if the jack goes back, but if he gets that orange bowl fat, he's holding 4.
He's played a tighter line here. Has he got the bowl clean? Well, he's got the front edge of the white. He's got that.
Wow.
That's gone back to Merrylands.
That's unlucky.
It is unlucky. And to tell you what, that makes it a lot harder, doesn't it, now for Engadine to get to. So, a bit unfortunate. Played a good bowl in a good area, but
had to play it.
Quite the result.
Just unlucky.
And look at this, Aaron. You don't see this too often.
Yeah.
You don't see this too often these days. He's calling for a blocker. I'm looking 2.5, 3 metres short of that head. He's sick of these ends betting killed. He's like, get one up here right in front of this jack.
There you go. You can see that
now. Oh, he's close.
He's just got to get back to the line harder. Well,
it's exactly in the line he wanted. It was
just
6 inches short of what he wanted.
Yeah, but
that's perfect.
What it does visually, Jay's probably going to go, I can't go bang straight at it now. I have to play a little bit more of a finer weight to allow a little bit of bend, probably. So,
assuming Aaron's toe was where he wanted it.
So you can't. The other option would have been straight up to the orange and through. But that's gone now with that short bowl. Unless he comes back the backhand, but
we just saw that straight angle there. He needs to play at least a bowl wide to get round that front one.
He's playing the backhand. He's playing a solid weight up here. And look at that front bowl come into play. So, but good bowl by Jay. He's opened it up, giving himself a clearer path now. Can see the jack a lot clearer. Can probably play the forehand now, looking for kill. I wouldn't be surprised to see Aaron look for that blocker shot as well now.
Yeah, I would say the two things here. He either mixes it up by trying to move something or he puts the blocker back in.
A few people going, I think Mr. Harry's the man of the match. A few locals obviously watching on as well. It's hard to pick a man of the match, but I'm just saying the leads have been the stars for me in this live stream game. The leads really have been. There's been some brilliance from all players and some solid bowls. Greg Helms played some brilliant bowls. Peter Harry's done his job at second really well, as we've seen recently. And we know what the thirds are like. We know the likes of Sheriff and Jay Brewster played some big bowls. But for me, the battle of the leads, that's what this has been all about. It's been sensational and textbook stuff.
Well, it's set up such great scenarios all the way through the game. The number of touches and movements and force the seconds to play up through a little bit more often.
Some excitement on the sidelines.
That's
we have a broken glass or broken plate, not sure.
Well, this is Jay's last bowl of the end, and unless he gets that jack again, it's his last bowl of the match.
He's playing a controlled weight. He's not playing. He's up through the orange. Well, it's gone through and missed the jack, so Merrylands definitely holding a shot there. Aaron will be playing this fairly safe.
Straight on the mat, throwing it down,
straight on the bat,
hands.
Getting rid of it, and that will complete our match. Well, I'm going to head out, grab the skippers, and I'll leave you with Gavin.
Yep, Jason's going to head off and try and get a couple of little quick words from some of our players. So, Cody and I will finish this off as we see some of the players shaking hands out there. That's Merrylands' 5th game of the year. It's Engadine 6th. Merrylands goes to 5 wins from 5 games, Katie.
Yep.
And Engadine, that's only their second loss, so it's not a big deal. They're still up there in the top 5. And play of the match, we just mentioned about the 2 leads. Is that how you saw it too?
Honestly, I don't think I could pick one. You know, I think between Mason up front in his leading compared to...
Heath, you mean? Yep.
Sorry,
Heath,
wrong
yep.
Lewis.
Yep.
Wrong Lewis. Between the 2 leads up front, you know, what they had going on was just spectacular. And to have both seconds converting the way that they did, it's unmatched.
Exactly. To see what they set up front, allowing those seconds to play that good weight through. And when they needed to draw, they drew the shots.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Look, some of the things that I notice, and look, you always hear of people saying, you know, a bit of luck here and there. Engadine, unfortunately, just kept making targets a little bit fatter rather than falling the right way.
Yeah.
It's falling the wrong way for them. But yes, those little things actually made it a little bit easier for the back end of Merrylands to move some things around.
Yep, the extra angles on the conversions.
So Engadine are in a little bit of a huddle. They're going to have a little bit of a chat and restart their season tomorrow. Merrylands, they're heading off for the next 2 days. They're playing Mount Lewis on Sunday, and tomorrow they're off to 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗨𝗠. Both of those teams have been struggling to get wins on the board, so Merrylands are in a strong position, but Merrylands don't have another home game at all.
Yep.
And as Jason said, it might not be necessarily a huge advantage to be playing on your home greens, but there's always 1 or 2 little things on your home rinks, and as we know in this particular event, the TAB Platinum, you play on the same rinks every week, which is definitely an advantage rather than a random draw like all other pennants.
Yep. Yes.
Sorry,
like especially playing on the home greens, I know you can adjust quickly, but it's specifically when you get to that one specific shot and you know that green's going to do that.
Yes.
Like,
so,
you wouldn't know that from the roll-up just by drawing. Like, you know
right.
It's going to turn if you play an extra foot or something.
Yeah, and you've played on these greens a fair
yes.
bit. And Omar's played on this rink one every single match so far this season.
Yep.
And he knows that, you know, that one hand is a bit tight and you put a little bit of weight on it, it won't turn.
Yep.
You know, you feel like on a lot of other greens you'd put that bit of weight on, it'll still get that little bit of turn. It doesn't. And we're now going to head off over to Jason, who's got a couple of players there to have a chat with.
Well, viewers, here we are. I have our winning skip tonight, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗏, with me. Aaron, what a great match we just watched. During the commentary, I said the lead battle was sensational. It was up front. Those 2 blokes up front was sensational. How did that make the game for you pan out, and with your shot selection and options throughout the match?
Yeah, no, look, he's an absolute freak of a lead, my boy, and he's my man. That's what I always say to him when he walks past. My man, whenever he plays his. Obviously brought it to him, which was a huge effort. Those guys sort of set the head up, made seconds and thirds play quite aggressive, and it was a fantastic game. The Engadine boys, especially Jay early, played some absolute monsters to get off to a bit of a lead, but we were able to claw that back and get ourselves into a lead, and thankfully just hung on.
Yeah, and well done. Congratulations. Look, undefeated so far in the Platinum Pennant so far. Still a match in hand too. Obviously putting yourselves in a great position for that minor premiership. How important is the minor premiership in this competition? Yeah,
naturally. It's one of those things you want to finish as high as you can after the rounds. That's our 5 home games complete now. So the 𝗟𝗓𝗏𝗡's been pretty dominant this year, which is really good for us. But now we've got some tough games on the road. Fortunately, we've done the Newcastle trip last year, so we don't have to worry about going up there. But we've got 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗡 next weekend as well. So, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡 tomorrow, Mount Lewis Sunday, another triple header for the catch-up with Carlo next week. So, I guess if we can get 4 or 5 out of those 6, then we're looking pretty.
Yeah, well, again, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗏, congratulations, well done, and good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, viewers.
Okay, Jay Bruce. Jay, tough one, mate, tough one. Mentioned there earlier to Aaron, the Leeds really set a good platform for both sides tonight. It was a ding-dong battle up front. How did you find that battle up front, and how did it play into your hands when it come down to your shot selection?
Yeah, the Leeds are unbelievable tonight. I think Heath got the upper hand of Josh just with... we probably had a bit too many short bowls. It did change the way we did play it. We end up having to play a bit more aggressive than what we usually would. I usually wouldn't drive it as much, but the Leeds set the tone and went from there.
Look, you've had a good season so far. Had a loss tonight. You're still in the top 5. There's no doubt about that. So plenty to work on now. From tonight's loss, go back and have a chat with the boys. What's the sort of things you'll discuss, and what will you try and do to change things for the rest of the weekend?
Usually just in the team huddle it would be, just be loud, get behind each other, back each other. If someone's down and out, try and, lift the spirits up a bit. We've got, I think we're home for the rest of the season now, so we've got, who we've got? We've got Cabra and Wenny Leagues, so, it's going to be a big weekend. If we can get, a couple of points, a win as well, that'd be very handy, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, well, commiserations tonight. Did well, but good luck for the rest of the weekend, mate. And thanks for your time. Well, there we have it, viewers. Both Merrylands victorious tonight by about 10 or 11 shots with a 10-0 win. So thank you very much for watching the live stream tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow evening as we come live from Mount Lewis, where we have Belrose Bulls versus the Mount Lewis Lions.
Well, it's a 2IC, right? Yeah.